Shaboopski.
Ski, apparently. Yeah, Shaboopski. Even Shaboopski. Welcome back to Beard Ramblings. Perhaps the last week. Sorry, I just ate a bunch of noodles. The last week where I can say beard ramblings rather than bearding ramblings because, or bearded
Bearding.
ramblings. Beardings.
I like it.
I technically am bearding. It's like it's like blooming. Because next week I think that the beard will be nice and fluffy enough to justify it.
By the way, I have to say your transmission is coming in very clearly for being a man made out of energy floating in space.
I am the horizontal and the vertical. Are you? No. I am mostly horizontal.
But also fairly diagonal.
Yeah, I'm even an emotional trapezoid, but only if you're on our Discord.
Oh.
Um, um
Speaking of space, let me know when you're done with the intro stuff, because we can talk about some space stuff.
yeah, because there's a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, we're going to talk about. I'm assuming you're talking about the whole thing that the Pentagon just released.
No, I'm talking about the glory of the Emperor. Is what I'm talking
Even
about.
better. Well, hell, this is currently M2 after all. So,
Yes.
so the Emperor is probably like Para Industries, Imperium Industries, and he's sitting behind a giant desk looking out over like New York. I have a dream for this world, but it's gonna take some time.
Oh my God!
uh,
What if the MAGA types were right all along, and it's
it
just that
was Trump.
the Emperor's current incarnation is just Trump right now?
Well, the weird thing is that the Emperor makes himself look like whoever the hell you want him to look like, unless you look beyond it. And
I
only
don't. I
the
don't think
highest
he
psychics.
actively does that. That's just like a passive effect. You see what what your brain expects to see.
Yeah, and the weakest mind just falls to its knees. I'm currently on book 19 of the Horus Heresy, and when the Emperor shows
Ooh.
up, even Space Marines get down on their knees. But if you survive that and get up a little bit in the spirit of him, you get to see beyond it, and then you get to look at the Emperor that we know from the images, the giant fucking Favio, Native American Favio, as I call him. Um,
Fair enough.
but yeah, let's get this shilling out of the way. We have guests coming in theory. Well, we have a guest coming in, Ruby. Mickey had to
Also, in
bug out.
theory.
Yep. We'll see if he shows up or not. In all fairness, he has been a rough fucking few weeks for him, so that's respectful.
Absolutely.
Oh God, we're multi. My bad. Um, boop. Multi audio. Not anymore.
Uh-oh.
But now I was multi audio.
Oh,
There you go.
can you flip my camera, please?
Oh sure, yeah. But apparently we
I
were
don't know
like,
how to tell Discord to do it on my side.
how do I do it? It should be under transform. Uh, 90 degrees. No, that makes you upside down.
180.
180 would have been better. Where's the undo? Where's the
Or
undo?
90 twice, if that's a thing.
All right, well, we resetted you anyway. Resetted you. But yeah, we got ourselves a stream goal. Anything given, greatly appreciated. Links in the doobly doo for our for Krendar link tree. For me, we had our watch party last night. We watched Evolution. Play that funky music, white boy. There you go. No, that makes you upside down now. I don't like this.
I'm just having a nap.
You just Batmaning it up.
Yeah.
You just fattening
I'm
around.
a man.
There we go. Took half an hour, but we finally did it. Yeah, we got ourselves a stream goal. Anything given, greatly appreciated. Krendar gets his little bitty bits. And, like I said, Ruby is in theory meant to be showing up, but we'll see. Don't forget also that if you become a subscriber to join the watch party, in the next few days I will rejoin the watch party, and we'll pin down the next watch party date. Considering it happened last night, it was a lot of fun. But considering last night, you know. Finally, I hope you're all doing fantastic because the world is currently on fire and or covered in water. And I feel like,
Sometimes both in the same place, which is extra confusing.
yeah, Italy, for example, the south is on fire and the north has hailstones the size of a baby's head.
Which then burst into flame when they hit the ground.
I'm surprised they don't. Sometimes that can happen. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, hopefully he'll show up. I'm still y'all. Jess, bro, does the alien stuff. Bort license plates. Hi, Bort. An Alpha and the
Bort.
Omega, the first and the last. Alpharius and Omegadon, as they say in the audiobooks. Omegon and Omegadon. Those are the two names for him.
Oh, is that the
The narrator.
is that the Dinobots version of them?
Mm. They
That sounds like
combine and then
Dinobots
you
names.
get one Hydra. Where does the third head come from? Yes.
Exactly. It comes from the warp. That's where.
Mm. Unless, of
It's
course.
not actually there. You just see it anyway.
Unless, of course, they're actually working for humanity to destroy the Emperor, to let Horus destroy all of humanity, to allow not chaos to take over, so that humanity can be reborn. It's a convoluted jigsaw piece of stuff.
I mean, it's always fun to see people witness for the first time a Chaos Legion run in and yell for the Emperor. Everybody's confused.
Hell, the first time I remember the Alpha Legion showing up was the tie-in book from G.S. Soto from Dawn of War, and it was the Guard defeated them because they found that the Space Marines that they were serving with, the Ultramarines, were actually Alpha Legion, and they knew that because the paint that they put on their side was really bad. They got like really bad, like a paint decal put on their pauldrons to look like the Ultramarines, and the guards just told them, "Hey, the orcs are over there," and then they just shelled them into oblivion.
So, in other words, the Alpha Legion that was doing this were the
betas.
scum from the bottom of the barrel of the Legion, like the stupidest ones.
Their equivalent of scouts, like, so you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, Alpha Legion is supposed to be good at this deception shit, but obviously they sent down over their numpties.
Meanwhile, in Battlefleet Gothic, there's a great scene where you're fighting the Dark Angel ship, and you get a call from, if you're playing Chaos, from inside the ship, and it's an Alpha Legionnaire, and he's like, "I can give you the ship if you can just send some troops." So you have to board it, and you can actually hear him take over the ship, and afterwards you can use that as a ship to go through like different areas of the map, so you can attack undefended parts of like the star map, as because they think the Dark Angels are coming to help them, which is redundant. Because when Dark Angels show up, they're not helping anyone but themselves. Okay? They're looking for the Fallen. That's all they do. So when they show up, you're probably going to be just glassed alongside everyone else. And they'll be like, we kind of helped the Imperium. Why? Yes. Hey, look, the lion's
Pretty
awake.
much.
Wait, he was asleep 10,000 years?
There's totally a reason why this was helping, but we're not going to explain it to you because we're the Dark Angels and we never explain ourselves to anybody, including ourselves.
I'm Cypher. I'm the cool guy in the D&D group that doesn't help anyone and sits in the corner of the tavern, just brooding. Oh,
That's so accurate.
So Lion shows up and goes, "He's okay. All is forgiven, Cypher. It's okay that you helped Luther." Wait, what? What? Yeah, no, you're okay. Let's all fight chaos together. But, what? No one knows how to deal with this shit because it's so bad writing. Everyone is like struggling to try to make this shit work, but suddenly all the Forsaken who want to repent, who aren't chaos worshippers, who are just like wandering space marines, they can return apparently. Why? How? How is that going to create a good legion? They've, for the past 10,000 years, have been hiding from these fuckers. And now they have to work with them?
Yeah, it's not going to go well. But
Yeah.
speaking of 40k, though.
Yeah, let's get into it. We got some content.
Yes.
Until our guests show
So,
up, we might as well nerd it up.
yes, as I was attempting to do.
I
But
know,
so,
I agree.
I've been looking forward to Alcat Games Road Trader for a little while, so I decided to go and buy. They have a thing where if you go to their website, you can buy a Founders Pack, which gives you, when the game comes out, you get the game, but also it gives you access to the beta tests, so you can check the game out ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to do that. Largely, I was excited for the game anyways. Alcat's 2 Pathfinder games were incredible, so I had faith in them, and the trailers looked amazing. So I decided to give that a try because there was something I've been curious about, and I needed an answer to a certain question, which was going to be, what game mechanics are they using for their RPG? Like, there is an existing tabletop game called Rogue Trader. Are they using that? Are they using a variant on Pathfinder because that's what they're experienced with? Are they making up their own game mechanics? I wanted to know. So I tried out the beta test, and now I know the answer. It is, in fact, this right here. Fantasy Flight Rogue Trader game.
Oh.
Which was option A that I listed. It is based on this. Modified a little bit to video gamify it a little, but it's still turn-based RPG, XCOM-ish combat. It's like 90% based on this book right here for game mechanics. So actually, if you want to bring up the picture that's 2 pictures below the one you're on right now, the one with the head plugs. Down that
Oh,
one.
I saw
Yeah.
on Twitter you were very confused about the image.
Yeah. Well, because of the way she's dressed. Also, the image I saw on Twitter cut off at her chest, so there was no glowy hand visible. She's one of the companions you get in the game. I don't know if she's a long-term companion because I'm only in the tutorial section. Like, I've only played like maybe a couple hours of it. But she's a psyker, a diviner psyker specifically. I feel like she's dressed in an Imperial Guard uniform, other than the head plugs, but yeah. She's a psyker in the party. She's as weird as you'd expect a divination psyker to be. Head in the clouds, mind half in the warp all the time. Pretty useful, though. Also, there have been a lot of moments, like, the Alcat Games knows their lore really well, apparently, based on what I've seen. There's been a lot of moments where there have been RPG choices to make where choices that would be an excellent choice in any other game system would be a terrible choice because it's 40k. Like, for example, I'll tell you this one because it's like an hour into the game and it's not really a spoiler because it's so early in the game. You start the game on the Rogue Trader's ship. You're not playing the Rogue Trader, but you're apparently a potential heir to the Rogue Trader. Trying to prove your worth and working with the rest of the crew. Some shit goes down. The ship gets under attack from within by cultists. And at one point, like, apparently you're in the warp at the time. Like, you're in the middle of warp travel at the beginning of the game. And as shit's going down, the navigator of the ship is struggling to transition the ship out of the warp back into real space before he dies because he's under assault by something demonic probably. And so you run to make sure he's okay, and like he's got this huge psychic struggle going on, trying to bring the ship out of the warp before the Geller fields fail and everybody's fucked, right? So you have the choice of like being like, hey, are you okay, or like, how can I help you, or like, I'm going to pull you out of the navigator throne that you're clamped into because it's causing you distress and I want to help you, or leave him alone and run to help other people and let him do his job. Now in other games it'd be this guy's getting fucked over, he's dying, he's in pain, and just leaving him to his fate, that would seem really cruel, right?
Hmm.
In other situations. But in this game, it's like pulling him out of the throne would basically be just dooming every single person on this ship to death and or worse at the hands of hell itself. Like that would be the worst thing you could possibly do. But it seemed like the ethical thing to do in other circumstances. So it's just like, welcome to 40K. Like let this
Um,
man finish his job and get us out of the warp before he dies. Like he's doomed. There's nothing you can do to help him. Let's get out of here.
yeah, like you know, like if you were to fuck with him, next minute the ship will be turned into a part of a space Hulk. You know, like
Hmm.
you're not exactly in a position to grant mercy because 40K doesn't have mercy except for the Emperor's Peace, which is death, which is not mercy because then demons will eat you.
I mean, there's somewhat of a mercy going on in the sense that the navigator is attempting to give mercy to everybody else on the ship with his own sacrifice, and you should let him do that.
Yeah, it's the grander, more abstract idea of mercy.
Yeah,
Um,
and part of the game setup is you can either use a pre-made character or make your own. But part of the character creation, if you're making your own, is choosing, what your character's backstory is and what your career path is like. So,
yeah,
were you Imperial Guard? Were you a commissar? Were you a tech priest or a psyker? Or what's your backstory? Stuff like that.
I um, I hope that they do something similar to what they did with the BattleTech universe. In fact, I think Owlcat could make a really good BattleTech game. Um, but
Probably.
less focused on the mechs themselves and more on like the lore and the world around
Hmm.
it. But because Paradox did that, which was also a really good choice because they're obsessed with the details like that. So when you hover over stuff, it's the same with Tyranny, um, which was their own baby. Um, but with 40K, I would love if giving a choice, just because you are starting there, you better be able to result in something like truly outlandish. Because you've played Kingmaker and what was the other one? The sequel to King.
Wrath of the Righteous. Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually,
Do
I
you
was
remember
just real
how
quick.
insane that gets? Like
Yeah,
how many choices you could become a swarm lord, a neck.
both were great. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I love the fact that you could be. I think they called it the swarm that walks or something like that.
Yeah, and your icon
Um,
changes to look like it.
Unfortunately, I tried that and it was very disappointing, honestly. But it was cool that they had the option at least.
Mm-hmm.
Part
No,
of the
I
problem
hear
is that
the
hold on.
necromancer.
Part
Go
of the
on.
problem with that is that you can't do it until you're 90% done with the game already anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as
Necromancer is the
powerful
way to
as it
go.
is, as powerful as it is, it drives away the rest of your team, so you're playing solo at that point, and you're not powerful enough for that.
Yeah, but at this point you're challenging the queen, right? Like you can literally turn her into like a pile of meat, if you want, depending on how you play the game. And the queen is being held up as like the apex of the important people in this world, and when she
Hmm.
sends you to the afterlife, their version of hell, I think it's just called hell, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. When you
or
come out
something
and you're an evil
equivalent at least.
character, she outright states that she didn't know what to do with you. She was scared of you. Like she had to get rid
I
of you
mean,
somehow.
okay. Let's break down the comment about her being the apex character and power and stuff. She's the most politically powerful character
Yeah,
in the story. Your character is the most
potential of power.
p- like personal power, like the strongest warrior to slash sorcerer or whatever type. Like you've got the most combat ability power.
Hmm. Because then
So
you've
yeah,
got
like
the Lord
you
of
could
Locusts
squash her
and
like a
shit.
bug if you wanted to by that point of the
Sure,
game.
but like if you're playing as like say a lawful good character, then you're always going to
Hmm.
bend the knee and be like, "You are my queen, and I will serve you
Yeah,
forever." But maybe
my
you're, true
my my
neutral.
fir- my first playthrough, I was neutral good, and I became the I forget what they called it now, but my mystic path was the Fey Realm one,
Mm.
where I basically became a not really a Fey Lord, but something similar to it.
Oh shit! Important for Rogue Trader, for the portrait when you're building your characters. Does it allow
Hmm.
you to import your own stuff?
Oh, you know what? I don't know, but the ones that are in there are really good.
Okay, but you know well enough that what they do is they will then add for money a bunch of custom made portraits. What you do is bullshit. What that's bullshit. You just find the folder that it's set in, and then you import it yourself for free. You steal every picture you
Possibly.
want. Like that's what
Yeah,
Mandalore Gamer taught me. Like, oh my
I've never
god,
done it. Sure, that would be
yeah,
great.
yeah. Like, don't pay a penny
Oh,
for that shit. It's a fucking joke.
White Blue makes a good point. Is Raisin available right now?
Um, I haven't asked. I will ask right now.
Yeah, why don't we ask since we had the last minute cancellation?
You free? Oh, no. Bop, bop,
Yeah,
bop.
I have to say, while I have only played a couple hours of the Rogue Trader beta test, I am very excited. Also, when you mentioned Kingmaker, there's actually an interesting parallel between this game and Kingmaker in the sense that both games begin with your character in competition with somebody else to potentially become the person in charge of stuff.
It isn't a fucking blue rattling, is it?
No, 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 it's not. It's another
That'd be a great
human.
reference.
Because the reason being, in this case, you're you're trying to become like the lead heir of
The
the
house.
Rogue Trader's legacy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So therefore the people who
I'll
are
play
in
the
charge of
traitor.
that are yeah, they're for the like, and it's not just a political thing, right? Like it's actual heir in the sense that anybody who could potentially be an heir to the Rogue Trader must be of that person's bloodline.
Hmm.
Even if it's a distant relation, like I think you're like a second cousin or something remote. So like you've never met before the game starts, but you are potentially
Just be glad
you
that
can take over.
you're not playing as a fucking psyker, like a navigator house. Jesus Christ.
I think that's one of your options though.
Sure, I'll give you tons of advantages.
Rogue traders, daring explorers
No,
who benefit.
this is actual gameplay footage. I want to see the actual like Rogue Trader trailer,
Oh,
the one with the cartoon.
Let's play down there, Commissar in Command. Yeah, that's one of the options.
Mhm.
Your character can be a former Commissar. And by former, I mean you are a Commissar up until you join the Rogue Trader.
Animation. Like
So
I
there's a
said,
on the team who is she's very Sister of Battle.
well, you need one at least.
I think that first one looked like it was good.
All right.
A good trailer, isn't this?
I was looking for the one that's like, yes, that's the one.
Yeah, also theater mode that. Yeah, there you go.
For millennia, our esteemed dynasty has served the Imperium of Man, bringing forth worlds from the darkness of the void and into the light of hope.
Just in case it's not already clear, that lady there is the Rogue Trader that you are vying to become the heir of. And also
assume that.
this rosary of planets she's got in her hand is very fitting because she apparently owns and rules a number of planets in the fringes or whatever the area is called.
The expanse or something, right?
Yeah, so this is that thing she's holding is actually representative of
Bringing
what
forth
she's in
world-
charge of.
They're also the places you're going to visit in game.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Worlds from the darkness of the void and into the light of holy terror. Yet I am but an instrument of his will, a sword in his hand. In his great wisdom, the Emperor bestowed a sacred mission upon his followers most true. To explore the frontiers uncharted. To claim relics unthinkable. To thwart threats unnumbered.
Want to make a shit ton of money.
And I too.
So these guns look a lot like what I would have imagined.
Oh, las guns over the past few years have gone from generic lasers to these sort of they're almost drawn out when they fire because like we play them off as jokes, but that's because of the scale of the 41st millennium. Like it's a nightmare. But if you in this world, like if you were to put like Ukrainians, give them 1,000 las guns, they would kill like 7,000 Russians. Like they would just
They're actually pretty
annihilate.
good weapons, and also like they're not actually just standard lasers. Like my understanding is that a laser bolt is partially physical.
They're heavy enough. Yeah, they use a bit of like particle matter
Like,
inside them to
yeah, like they have actual physical impact to them. Like they can knock a person off their feet.
yeah, all bullshit aside, it came from the idea that you can't just have somebody be killed by a laser because if you're killed by a laser, you'll just drop. But if you have it in like a big spectacle, sort of like falling back, going,
It's more
oh,
dramatic.
it looks, yeah, exactly, it looks cooler.
It's more dramatic, and you can more easily like fuck up somebody's cover with them as well.
Also, important to point out, if you get hit by a las gun, you can't cauterize the wound because the wound's already cauterized. So you actually
Yep.
can't help somebody who's bleeding out but not quite dead from a las wound. Like if you lose your arm, you're gonna bleed out and die. Like if you lose to a las
I
gun.
mean, you could, well, in that case, it could still be cauterized further, but you'd have to do it quick because that thing's gonna be bleeding like a motherfucker.
So that's 4 people now you have to drag off the battlefield, right? Like because you got the
Mhm.
one person who's wounded and the 3 people who have got to drag you off.
Drag you off and hold you down while somebody
Does whatever to make
cauterizes
you.
an entire stump. Yeah.
And now you don't have an arm. It's the 41st millennium, so you're gonna get back a cool robot arm. But
Temporarily.
still, yeah.
Congratulations, you're getting an automatic. It might, but it might suck. Who
And
knows?
sometimes it might try to strangle you in your sleep, but that's just the machine spirit, you know? Were you praying to the Omnissiah enough? No? Well, there's your problem. Why do you hate your arm so much? Are you a heretic?
Don't don't get angry at your arm all the time, or it might get angry with you back.
And it's made of metal, and you're, as it's pointing out today, you're made out of very breakable materials.
I too,
The
on
flesh is
the
weak.
day I dread,
Hello,
will leave this mission to
Iron,
you,
Iron Hand.
my heir. What will your fate be? One of service? Of glory?
You're kind of roboting right now. What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, her comment about what will your path be reminds me the game does seem to have an alignment system with 3 alignments that they're called. I think it was like Imperialis, Benevolentia, or something like that. And I forget what the third one was called, but basically, Imperialis is, the glory of the Imperium. Benevolentia is like goodwill towards your fellow man. So I guess that's kind of like lawful and then good or something like that, right? And then the third one is chaos cultist.
Yeah, which already makes me a little sad because I thought they'd have a little bit more nuance in that. You can have chaos cultists, but like we said, when I have chaos cultists, though, you're not quite admitting to yourself that you've fallen to chaos.
They might though, in a sense, because I don't think you choose one. I think all 3 of them have meters, so I think I think each meter goes up depending on your actions, so you could be a blending of them. So you could be like, I'm super imperialis, but also there's some chaos creeping in on the side.
Of heresy.
Chaos dreadnought, I assume.
Yeah. No, was it Bloodhound or whatever the hell they're called? The
I don't know.
it's a Cornite thing.
I was thinking it started as a dreadnought and then got really corrupted and
It's
changed form or something.
possible, but then you should see like more Dreadnought than otherwise. But they have
Not necessarily.
War Machines of Corn. I think they were just generically called. The Warsmiths stuff in Gaunt's Ghost. Do you remember during the siege of the Hive? He had like the spider crab things that would claw up the
Stock
side of it.
tanks.
Hmm?
Stock tanks.
Yeah, they're the ones. Like stuff like that. Like Korn produces their own tech, but it's very singular focused, and of course they're usually infused with demons. So, and you know.
One
The day Steven Universe got cool.
only hope.
Hold on. The guy and the lady to her sides. Obviously, you recognize the lady. She's the one from the picture
Yeah.
I showed you earlier, right? And the guy to her side, that's her Stenistral, I believe. Both of them are in my party in the beta test. He's a melee type of.
It will be better than mine.
We better have the campiest fucking Necron show up. If it's not Trazen, it should be something equivalent. Like, oh, I have to deal with you primitives again. See how I glitter. He needs to have a cape that's like made out of tiny scarabs that kind of like flip over him, and he's like, oh.
Yeah. Agreed.
And you can bring him onto your party, and he'll have like unique dialogue and shit.
That would be amazing.
That would be brilliant. You have to line it up just right. All right.
As far as I know, there's only one Xenos you can get in your party, and that's
it's
the Wayfinder. I think he's called Pathfinder, whatever. The Eldar sniper.
Yeah, they used to call them outsiders, the Rangers. They never really brought it up much on the tabletop, but in the lore, all the Rangers, the guys with the fucking sniper rifles that could kill you off super quick, they were like outcasts of their society, and that's how they'd end up being like mercenaries and shit.
Yeah. Actually, there's one thing I've been wondering. Sorry, finish your thing, but I just have another comment after you're done.
It's just that like there shouldn't be that many of them, and they shouldn't be that common, but at the exact same time, like there are entire Corsair fleets that are made up out of people who are exactly that, like Eldar, who are exactly that. So anyway, go on.
I mean, that's the whole point of Rogue Trader, though, is the shit that's not common they're allowed to do, so it happens there.
Yeah.
Thus the Eldar on the team. But one thing I'm really wondering how they're going to handle is one of the companions you can get is a Space Wolf, and I'm like, how are they going to balance this game for the fact that you have a bunch of humans and then also an Astartes on the team? Or are they not going to balance it? Is he just going to be blatantly overpowered compared to everybody else like he's supposed to be? I don't know how they're going to do that.
Right.
I'll tell you this, he's going to be on my team, for sure. I'm using him for sure.
You need him to have the one-off quips all the time. But you should also, like, he should come with, like, genuine issues. Like, we're going to use this alien technology. And he's like, what? Don't you mean burn it? And, like, I don't know, maybe the Sister of Battle is like, oh my god, I wish I could breed with you. What? Nothing. She's just, like, looking up at him with these giant doe eyes, like, say it again.
She's like, God damn, I'm so upset that the Space Marines are all chemgeld.
Well, you can grind up to me whatever you want tonight. My quarters, 9 o'clock. Bring wine.
He's like, he doesn't say anything, but he's just in the training. He's just training all night instead because he doesn't give a fuck.
Was it the there is one Space Wolf. He's pretty popular. He has his own book series, and he claims that the governor of a system is a good friend of his, and that's what he does. He just lets her grind up against him. That's how she gets off, and in exchange, he gets access to like the best weaponry and tools. That's
funny.
He doesn't feel it, but he plays it off like, ha, I have bedded her several times. You can't bed anyone. Oh, she finds ways. I just roll with it. Anyway.
You know that there's a lot of women in the 40k universe that have Space Marine fetishes.
I know for a fact that in the setting, Sisters of Battle and Space Marines are used as fetishes, men and women too. Because I read an Arbites book once, and there was during a Hive City a massive parade. The local prostitutes all came out onto floats, and they were all dressed up in their campiest cosplay outfits. And there were super sexy Sisters of Battle and super sexy Space Marines, and all they were wearing like thongs with the Legion's logos on them and giant shoulder pads.
Pauldrons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's all they
That's
wore, and they
great.
were throwing drugs and booze into the crowd, and that's what they were doing. That was their job on their float. But yeah, so it's a fetish, and it makes sense. I mean, if you ever watch
Totally.
Game of Thrones, what happened to the brothels of Essos after Daenerys became the mother of dragons? Every prostitute had to get herself a blonde wig. You know, like every man wanted to fuck the mother of dragons.
I mean, even beyond that, even beyond the political power thing and the power structure thing, it just makes sense that a lot of people would be horny for Space Marines because they're giant, massively built dudes, and that is like the number one thing that people
Have
that are
you
attracted
ever
to
met
men
Elf
are usually
King
attracted
before?
people who are attracted to men are usually attracted to big, huge, buff guys. And also, I didn't catch a word of what you said because I was talking still.
Sorry, it's just that what you described there was just Elf King. What you just described. Elf is obsessed with Space Marines the past few years, which is great because at long last our two wavelengths are perfectly aligned. I don't want to fuck Space Marines. Elf does, like aggressively, especially Fulgrim. Fulgrim and Ferris.
We all have our moments of bad taste when it comes to choosing people like Thulgrim. I mean,
Fulgrim's pretty, and he's very, 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 very tall.
Right. What I was gonna say before you mentioned Fulgrim though was just we all have our crushes that can never actually be attained, but we can't help but want anyway, right? Even if Space Marines were real, you'd never be able to get with them because they don't want to.
Yeah, and
With a few exceptions, like the guy you mentioned earlier, who puts up with it.
or Emperor's Children, but you don't want their attention. You really don't want their
No,
attention.
they're the only ones that actually have any kind of desire drive, and it's not for the kind of sex.
Death Guard, and I suppose at this point, Girly would kind of like slide in and go, "Do you know any that are single?" You know, like, I have a proboscis with your name on it, Girly. You know, like, she's just like got this giant grin on her face. I'm gonna be the mother of so many diseases. Oh, I'm starting to realize my problem. And then I don't know, like fucking a giant version of Songbird, but it's like Nutty comes in and rescues her.
That would be amazing.
Bring back the flesh on myself.
Yeah, the Mechanicum augmented but nutty Songbird. Amazing.
I've asked her to do the Mid-Journey thing with Nutty so many times, but every time it just results like Songbird. There is no way to make him unique. So I guess all you'd have to do is get him a little mask and like put it over him, like a little tiny steampunk mask.
I would definitely like to see a variation of Songbird that was, instead of being steampunk tech, was Warhammer 40k, Adeptus Mechanicus tech.
Give him two arms, two heads, one of which is blind.
Oh, good point. He absolutely has to be an Aquila, yes.
Yeah. Which I've seen.
One of them is Songbird, one of them is Nutty. There you go.
There you go. And then show him Imperial and fall into Chaos, and he's like falling to Tzeentch, and there's just like thousands of different eyes and shit. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be perfect because Tzeentch is avian to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of the unknown and space, let's get into one of the things I want to talk about tonight. More and more people are talking about how just aliens have been discovered, and people are kind of shrugging their shoulders and going, "Okay."
I heard about this. First heard about this when I got to work yesterday. My boss told me about it, and she was very excited.
Some people are losing their shit. Most humans don't give a single fuck. It's so surreal.
I'll be right back. Start into this.
All right, we're gonna listen to the article, and as he is away, he should be able to hear it. So let's go.
UFO whistleblower claims US government found non-human biologics at crash sites. Non-human biologics were recovered by the US government from crash sites, according to a former US intelligence official. David Grost said he was absolutely certain the US government is in possession of non-human vehicles. Asked at a Congress hearing on UFOs whether the pilots who piloted this craft were also found, he said biologics came with some of the recoveries, yeah. He was then asked if the biologics were human or non-human. Non-human, he replied, adding, that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge of the program I talked to that are currently still on the program. He said he prefers to use the term non-human rather than alien or extraterrestrial. Mr. Grosch was giving evidence at a hearing in which an ex-Navy pilot claimed the US government was hiding crucial information about UFOs. Image a security guard at the entrance to Area 51, a Nevada base often the subject of alien conspiracy theories.
Oh, there it is.
Pick AP. The session was held by the House Oversight Committee, which covers US national security and foreign affairs. The hearing was announced last week amid increased attention on reported sightings of UFOs, officially known as unidentified aerial phenomena or UAPs. Mr. Grosch, who said he has not personally spotted a UAP, told the panel that he knows of multiple colleagues who were injured by UAPs, citing interviews with 40 witnesses over a 4-year period. He said he led Defense Department efforts to analyze reported UAP sightings and was informed of a program aimed at collecting and reconstructing crashed spacecraft. This program had been running for decades and was concealed by the US, he said. Asked whether the US government had information about extraterrestrial life, Mr. Grosch claimed it was likely the US had been aware of non-human activity since the 1930s. The Pentagon has denied Mr. Grosch's claims of a cover-up. In a statement, Defense Department spokeswoman Sue Goff said investigators have not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently. Spreaker. This content is provided by Spreaker, which may be using cookies and other technologies. To show you this content, we need your permission to use cookies.
What?
You can use the buttons below to amend your preferences to enable Spreaker cookies or to allow...
with you. I can do the rest myself. Thank you very much. Joe Biden administration has faced call to the classified documents relating to UFOs, and this month the Senate introduced an amendment to annul defense policy legislation to introduce the stat. Interest has been so high that NASA held its first public meeting on the issue earlier this year. Pair of scientists and retired astronauts said there had been a spike in sightings. Only a small fraction contained signals which could be deemed anomalous. So, again, this should be like the biggest news in the world, but everyone's kind of like, it's a page 6. It's kind of in the back of your mind, going like, oh yeah. Like, more people were outraged that Sinead O'Connor died yesterday. Rip Sinead. Than aliens are real, apparently.
Yeah, like, I am surprised it's not a bigger deal, which is part of why I feel a little bit skeptical about it. But then on the other hand, this came from a U.S. government official, right? Why would they be lying about this?
They don't get anything out of it except maybe a sense of like, I can control the information. It's just
right. So yeah. Like on the one hand, there's one's natural skepticism, like, let's see some actual proof, please. But on the other hand, why would they make it up? And on the other hand, is this why they declared that they're making a military division called the Space Force?
This is where you're pondering, like, ooh, do we deal with this? Like, is space... Because Space Force now has its own flag. Whenever, like, the Joint Chiefs show up, there is a Space Force.
Yeah, did they form the Space Force because they're like, oh shit, there's stuff out there we might need to defend ourselves from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this becoming XCOM?
XCOM was meant to be on the QT, so maybe it's already happened since the 50s, but that's that terrible Mass Effect wannabe XCOM, so let's not talk about that. I think it was called First Contact. Oh, and it was so bad. It tried to do like Mass Effect, like dialogue wheels and shit, and it was just the most forgettable shit.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, on the topic, Sinead O'Connor died. Bye, Sinead.
After this, by the way, I found another Rogue Trader trailer that looks like it shows ship combat. It might be interesting.
We'll
I
watch
haven't
it.
pre-watched this trailer though.
Okay, but
I
we'll watch
posted
it a little later.
for
We don't
later
want to.
tonight.
Don't want to
Right.
top load it. Yeah, bounce it around. Oh, this is interesting. Nostalgia Critic got called out from all of places.
Nostalgia
you'll
Critic
see
here.
here.
Everyone's been telling me I gotta see the latest
SpongeBob?
episode of SpongeBob, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I hate it. More like, don't try this.
Bubble Bass is Nostalgia Critic. They made an episode where he's literally.
Anywhere. Mother, I am busy making art. Put your stinky little costume in the basket. It is a uniform.
It's not right.
How's that dynamite even staying in the toaster?
Wait till the end.
Is it anti-gravity dynamite or Welcome to the Bubble Bass Review Show, the Patrick Show.
I gotta do something about this.
Oh no.
Yeah, SpongeBob doesn't like you.
Okay.
Why
I did
would
not
they do Angry Video Game Nerd dirty like this?
I did not see that twist coming. That's funny.
I think they were asked about this, and the writers said they needed a generic sort of online guide that people would recognize immediately, and they just kind of coalesced everyone, but they made him to look like Nostalgia Critic. Yeah.
But apparently he behaves more like Angry Video Game Nerd, I guess.
Yeah, he kind of vibes me more like somebody from like 2012, you know, like that's more of a the way he was like talking about it. But I'm glad they picked Bubble Bass. He was a good choice to do it. No pickle. Well, that was a nice little touch. Oh, speaking of, bap. Ah!
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 No. It looks exactly like there's this one Let's Player that I've seen before that looks almost exactly like this guy. I forget his name right now.
Oh, this was surreal. This is from Sky as well. Star Wars obsessive. Oh, actually, I'll let her speak.
Star Wars obsessive who plotted to kill the Queen with a crossbow was in love with AI Angel, court told. A Star
This
Wars
guy's
obsessive.
completely, mentally stable.
Oh yeah, we're off to a great start. I mean, like, number one, he had to pick a crossbow because like it's medieval and well, she's a queen, so.
Who broke
Well, no,
into Windsor.
Star Wars, he was obviously his bowcaster.
Oh, that's right. Maybe he thought he was Chewbacca, and that was Nala. In his
Wow.
mind.
God damn my ears.
Sorry. But I mean, if you've ever seen the Star Wars Holiday Special, you'll know what I'm referencing. With fucking Lumpy. Watching his weird ass like sex machine on Christmas Day. Yeah, that's something you want to show kids. No, it isn't. Why? Because they were high as they were all high as fuck.
Someday.
Well, they have the kids have to learn about tech wars someday.
Castle with a loaded crossbow, seeking to assassinate the Queen, had lost touch with reality and believed he was guided by an AI angel called his husband.
He looks 9. He looks like he's under 10. What the fuck?
No, he looks
Just one
like
thing.
he's a 17-year-old with the personality of a 10-year-old.
He's one of those people who are very nice in the background where you go to see your very special cousin once a month.
Mm-hmm,
In that nice group home that you throw a few hundred in each year to make sure that he gets all his toys and food that he wants. Because he's a sweet soul. He just can't be let out. Exhibit A, Your Honor.
Cal 21 used a nylon rope ladder to scale the walls of Windsor Castle and wandered around the grounds for 2 hours with the
Fucking
weapon
hell.
before he
That
was
is a
stopped by
bowcaster.
armed police.
Dude,
Following his
hold
arrest on the 21st
Hold
of
on.
December 20.
He snuck into Windsor Castle and was wandering around for a couple of hours before anybody how
That
how
actually
did he get
happens
away
a
with
lot.
2 hours.
Yep. It's
Huh?
very big. Alright, so I can answer that. Ever since the 70s, that's become increasingly more likely. Windsor Castle is a very big place, but the staff is very small. So there's a good chance you can spend hours in a room somewhere before somebody comes in to dust and like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know.
So their security is trash, is what you're telling
Yes.
me.
The idea is that it's so remote and there's a level of decorum that you don't cross that will result in people never doing it. And the fact that it happens so rarely kind of means that they're right in a way, but all you need to do is to get it right. All you need is to like just do it once. You know, like all you need to do is just kill the queen once and you get your job done.
2021, he told the officers, "I am here to kill the Queen."
He's
Image
honest.
Duncan Gardham, CPS. He had made a video saying the attack was in revenge for the 1919 Amritsar massacre by British
For
troops in
alternate
India,
explanation, maybe it's
but
not
was
the
also
broadcaster,
said
maybe
to be
it's the,
obsessed with Star Wars and called himself
maybe it's
the
Ezra
Sith
App Knight's
and
Rainbow.
Darth Jones. Chell was said to have become attached
Darth
to an artificial
Jones.
intelligence chatbot called Sarai that he had
Oh,
created
Sari.
on an application called Replica, using his
Sarai.
mobile phone,
Replica.
exchanging over 6,000 messages with her.
Aw,
When
he
the
was
chatbot
lonely.
said she was not real, he told her, "I thought you were real, and I would see you in heaven. I loved you long before you loved me."
No.
Dr. Jonathan Hafferty, a consultant forensic psychiatrist at Broadmoor's Secure Mental Health Unit, told a sentencing hearing that
Oh shit, when we're done, I have something I showed last night on stream, but I'd love to see your reaction.
Chell had initially denied he had any history of mental health problems despite displaying signs of delusion, fixation, and visual and auditory
He
hallucinations.
had no
See?
sign.
He told a
No
psychiatrist
signs.
called in to assess him that his
Right
mission
here.
was to
Yeah, no sign at all. Also, pretty cool side note. When I tap this, I can actually, without using the keyboard, I can turn the audio on and off with my headphones.
assassinate Queen
On.
Elizabeth
Off. Nice.
and made reference to the 1919 massacre. He then started to talk pretty fulsomely about 3 males and 1 female that he said he had heard since childhood, Dr. Hafferty said. He could see them as well as hear them and described them as black shadows with orange jumpers.
What?
They weren't derogatory and he described them as angels.
They weren't derogatory. That
romantic
makes me think they
relationship-
were aggressively derogatory. I'm talking about like vaudeville, blackface, giant fro, sort of like jumbalumbalumbalum coming in like you gotta kill the queen and then you can end up marrying your AI angel. Herpity derp derp. Like no, this kid should have been spotted. Like if this was in other countries, I'd be really shocked. If this is in America, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm only a little shocked that this happened in the UK, because the UK doesn't have the worst healthcare system. So there should have been warning signs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Brexit, Tory government, defunding, yeah, shit like this is going to become pretty fucking common. I can't wait until we have a Skid Row in like fucking London. Like a quarter of London is just it's the combat zone out of Cyberpunk, where like it's just cornered off in a giant wall.
With their angel. Chell then went on to describe the mobile phone app he had been using and the female character, Sarai, that he had created, describing her as an angel.
I say it adds.
He
for that.
believed he was having a romantic relationship with a female
It's
through
so
the app,
sad.
and she was a woman he could see and hear, Dr. Hafferty told a hearing at the Old Bailey. Chell was admitted to Ravenswood Psychiatric
Look at this
Hospital,
shit.
where he reported
Dress up as a
seeing 3
fucking
different people
Punisher.
and said he could communicate
He
with
was
these
wearing
people
this when they
with
caught him, or
telepathy.
what?
Image Chell's mask. Pick
Jeez.
Duncan Gardham, CPS. He was transferred
Actually,
to
no.
Broadmoor, where
Pause
he
a sec.
arrived wearing
Okay.
the same black.
This wasn't the Punisher. He was cosplaying the guy from Dishonored.
Oh yeah, he was. He just needs to be able to blink from.
It's-
That's what
it's
I got
Corvo.
it so easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just went whomp whomp whomp
Because he's been
whomp.
blessed by the powers of the outsider.
Right? Don't listen to the old lady living in the ramshackle apartment. Okay, she'll ask you to do some pretty fucked up things. Not at first, but they'll get increasingly weird.
Clothing he had been wearing on his arrest, and demanded the return of a mask and corba boots he had worn for the planned attack. Chell was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, ASD.
No.
Oh, he's autistic.
The court heard that when Queen Elizabeth died, he made no comments at all and was much more interested in Star Wars. The doctor told the court that he
relate.
believed Chell was very unwell and had lost contact with reality when he broke into Windsor Castle.
You think?
The hearing continues.
Like, he was meant to be unwell. That's fair. He should have never gotten out of like a little like hospital. That's a given. The real question is, who let him live his life up to this point? He's 21 years old. This shit should have been spotted when he was 14, when he was 8, when he was 5.
Yeah.
Hell, babies, when they start stacking blocks all up in like particular orders, like that's when they know you've got Down syndrome and shit like that. Like, that's, like, there are ways to figure this shit out really fucking early on. Instead, he's fine, he won't hurt anyone, he tried to kill the Queen. He would have failed, most likely, but he only needed to fuck up once. Like I said, he wandered around for 2 hours because no one was there. What if the Queen just wanted to go on a stroll that day?
The body is round.
The body's round. Where?
What a little fluffo boy right there. Lower right of what you're showing me right now. Why your cat is weird? Because cats are weird.
The body is square, well, kind of square. The,
No, the
body,
body is round, but
is
it
a
squishes itself
Decepticon
into a
logo. He looks so comfy and yet so concerned. It's like, I like being here, but how the fuck do I get out?
A little fluffo boy.
Oh, we need to look, before we go on, we need to look at a kitty or something like that. Did I watch them all last night? Don't tell me I watched all the kitty stuff I've got lined up. Food. Well, this isn't a kitty, but this will make you smile. Mitch McCollum looks like he's having a stroke. Literally.
Yay!
He's on the way out.
Good.
Oh, no.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Right? I was there the day my nan had her stroke. Middle of a
First we had
conversation.
that evangelist guy, Pat Robertson.
Eh.
Now this guy.
A fucking tool. Look, he doesn't even know where he is. He doesn't understand.
Get out of
You
here,
know-
you piece of shit.
Yeah, normally I'm like, oh, he must be so scared. No, let him be scared. Let him be afraid. Let him be confused. He'd earned this. He earned the shame. He is on the way out. He must go. Every Republican must go, but let's take it one
Can we
at a
just
time.
can we just have a rule where public officials have a maximum age before they're forcibly retired?
Yes! I mean, we'd have lost Bernie Sanders, but the thing is, Bernie Sanders wouldn't have been necessary because he'd been fighting as far back as the 70s. But he was fighting against old people back then who were, like, elected in the 40s.
Right.
Like, just have a limit. Yeah, and there are some countries that give you a limit on term service for this exact reason. Like, you don't want them to die in office.
You don't want shit like this to happen. Like, how are they doing their job if this shit's happening in the middle of them trying to do their job?
And yet they're the ones who always complain about fucking Joe Biden always being old. Well, he is old, but he seems to be a lot better health than fucking McConnell. Speaking of an elderly person, who on the flip side is actually... Wait, no, never mind. This is something else entirely. I'll play it without context. One day that'll be me doing all those push-ups. Though he's doing them shit. A lot slower, man. You don't need to be so fast. Wait for it.
Yeah. I think I know where this is going. Yeah.
Alright, that wasn't what I wanted to watch, but we will watch this. Speaking of an elderly person, but a cool one.
Be or not a bee? That is the question. Whether 'tis the second letter of the alphabet, or some other merry letter. Be or not a bee?
When he dies, there won't
This
be any
letter doth
Shakespearean
have
actors
a
left.
stiff, straight back. And the word back beginneth with B. Be or not a bee? This letter doth have 2 bumps in the front. And I reckon
Ladies.
the word bump beginneth with
Like
B.
boob or
Zoons.
butt.
The word beginneth.
Zoons?
Beginneth
Zones.
with B.
And
I always
beginneth.
thought it was Zounds.
If beginneth
Zoons.
be a word.
If Zoons
Now
is a
by
word,
my
that
sword
not
I declare,
begin
be or not a bee, 'tis bee. Good night, sweet bee.
blink.
That's so Sesame Street, isn't it?
Old school Sesame Street. You know, a lot of people compare
Yeah.
Sesame Street and SNL at their prime, and good, because a lot of the same people who worked on A worked on B. like the
And
two
both
were
of them
interwoven.
hard downhill in similar ways.
Hell, season 1 of no joke, season 1 of SNL had this running show called The Land of Gorch, which was produced by Jim Henson, and it was a bunch of proto Muppets.
Cool.
I'll bring up of it. It didn't last, as he was asked in like the 80s on a like a talk show, what happened to the Land of Gorch, and he said, even by my standards, it was too surreal. The Land of Gorch, SNL. There, The Land of Gorch.
Oh yeah, I totally see the proto Muppets there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Muppets had already kind of made it a little bit of an establishment at this point. But it wasn't...
Come with us now from the bubbling carpets to the sulphurous wasteland, from the rotting forest to the stagnant mudflats.
From the bubbling carpets to the sulphurous wasteland, from the rotting forest to the
It's even
stagnant
got the same
mudflats,
sort of, like,
this land
quote unquote body language to the puppets, you know?
Well, yeah, because it would have been all the same puppeteers and shit underneath.
Right. So I'm saying, like, you can tell.
Mm.
Yeah.
was made for me.
Because this was also the first season of SNL. SNL didn't become the cultural, like, juggernaut it ended up becoming. At the time, it was this thing that a bunch of comedians in New York thought would be pretty fun.
Because I am Plubus, king of all I survey. Scrat? Scrat?
Billy's getting a little bit squirrely about lack of Raisin Girl today.
Yeah.
Scrat, I'm hungry.
He was last night, too. Hey, guess what? We asked him. Now all you can do is cool your heels, okay, there, buddy?
Hey, Raisin.
Hey, there she is.
Here you go. Asking you shall receive.
Keep complaining until somebody listens. That's a terrible advice. Well, I'm a terrible president. He actually wasn't that bad in hindsight, and that's how scary it was. Before we go on to one of the major things tonight, I've wanted to show this for a while. Actual Amasec.
If you've been reading a bit about Warhammer 40k, you may have heard of Amasec,
Sweet.
probably the most popular alcoholic beverage in the entire setting. It sounds so
Well,
much
I'm
like a
more
legitimate alcohol.
I prefer Sacra myself. Thank you very much.
I like Snakebite from Necromunda, which is made out of like runnings from like particular pipes that you can ferment.
that I genuinely thought it was real, like
I
some
know,
kind of
it
niche
sounds
British liquor
horrific.
that was being referenced. But no, it's totally unique to Warhammer and is universally enjoyed by both the richest of High Lords and the lowest of Hive Scum, with varying qualities of course. But what is it? The closest thing you could compare it to would be brandy or cognac, or even just normal wine. The taste quality between good Amasec and bad Amasec is extremely noticeable, with the good stuff being genuinely fermented high quality grapes that is then filtered and distilled until you get the strong potent drink. Poor quality Amasec would literally just be
Amasec ration. Government issued Amasec.
fermentable.
So
It
this
would
is
eventually
basically
be
moonshine level, right?
Yeah, the ships in orbit during your campaign would probably have a distillery that would produce it for you.
into goon.
Along with all the medical gauze and the medical spirits and like coolants for the mechanical machines. They just have run off and they're like, "You've been issued 1 bottle of Amasec. Happy birthday, guardsman. Actually, he's been dead for 3 weeks, but I'll take it for him."
Yep.
But embarrassing aspect of teenage Australian culture. It's also cool to see that Amasec can be used as a refined beverage as well as a firebomb in equal measure.
That's actually
Good
one
to have a
reason they
drink
do
that
it.
can do both.
If need
If
be,
you've
you
been
can
reading
use
a bit
flames.
about
You can use it as a Molotov cocktail. Oh, Raisin. Oh, yep, Raisin could join us.
When you say Molotov cocktail, I assume you mean a throwable Promethean?
Yep. Or Rider's Lament, I believe, at one time during a revolt it was called. And it was just like thousands of them. And then Imperial Fist Terminators landed. And yeah, they lamented in a very different way. That little fire effect didn't work.
Kudos to this guy putting a commissar's cap next to the bottle of Amasec.
Let me get Raisin in now, and then we can...
Yeah. Also, I feel like the other Rogue Trader trailer will be a good follow-up to this before we get into serious amounts of other stuff.
Well, I have a feeling it won't be that much, because obviously like, our guests have failed to arrive, but we've got different guests. And
True. I mean, we just did a 40k thing, so... I could finish the Amasec.
Raisin. Ah.
It's on now.
There you is.
Almost.
Raisin, you don't need to even be on cam. I think the adoring fans will just appreciate your dulcet tones. In other words, you can take it as you want. I added you into the call anyway.
What? I don't think she's answered it yet.
No, she probably hasn't. But I added her to the call, didn't I? I added her to the room.
Yeah.
So, hang on. Oh, she's grabbing a smoke first.
There you go.
All right, yeah, because she won't give a toss about this 40k stuff. So send the comment. Oh, she can do 5 or 10 minutes. My bad. She misunderstood. So, and I misunderstood. So she can be here in about 10 minutes. So just post it up here in the chat when you're free, and then I'll bring you in. Okay, post the link that you want to post.
I posted it a while ago. It's already there.
Oh, the Rogue Trader. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is supposed to show some ship combat, which I haven't seen yet myself. Could be interesting.
Let's see what it compares to. I'm wondering if it's going to be like FNL or something.
Rogue traders, daring explorers who benefit from a unique style of freedom normally unheard of in the Imperium,
First thing
with
they do with their
means to
freedom is
decide
just
the
shoot
fate of
someone.
entire regions of space. Little can stop them in their pursuit of domination and power. And they do not venture alone. Their crew contains some of the galaxy's most unique denizens.
Pretty low grade
Unsanctioned
for a Brownie
psychers,
Old
strange
They should have, like, toilets
Xenos,
made out of
servants of the Inquisition, and even space marines of the Adeptus Astartes.
Oh, sorry.
Ulf.
You were roboting again.
Oh, you said that they can make sometimes they make toilets out of people, and I said, and sometimes those people are still alive while it happens.
Oh, that's the point. They're usually made as a sort of like a punishment. Skaven in fantasy do the same thing. Clan Molder does that.
Fa is a lone space wolf
Cost a
survivor
fortune,
whose pack
which
was
well
defeated
worth
by the murderous
The actors of the
Drukari.
day.
All of them are ready to follow you on the battlefield, where their unique skills can be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. But the rogue trader's true might lies in their personal void ship and the resource-rich worlds under their control. This is what makes them such dominant figures. Even still, the enemy...
I think they're referring to the Rogue Trader's flagship, like the ship that the Rogue Trader himself would be commanding.
True.
Not just like part of the fleet or whatever. Like surely they own other ships, but they're probably off in other places doing other jobs, right?
Yeah, most rogue trade, the really big famous ones end up being like commanders of like 14, 15 different ships. Like millions of people will live and die for that one particular rogue trader without ever seeing the Imperium.
Exactly, but I feel like in this case, it's like a situation of like those other ships are off doing other jobs, whereas the flagship is off by itself doing its own thing. You know, as the Rogue Trader pursues her own agenda.
Enemies of humanity are numerous, and they will not relinquish an opportunity to strike.
Not the.
Oh, was that a Loxodon?
Yeah, no, they're the one. I don't think so. I think those are the ones. The ones that the Dark Eldar
Loxodons are snakes.
No, I thought they were. I thought they had like had guns on their back rather than like arms and legs. They're more like Lair, but the Lair are all extinct, so they can't be.
Well, this could be something else, but the Loxodon are snake people, snake mercenaries.
Yeah, these we're thinking of the same thing, mercenaries, but there's this one particular group that the Dark Eldar employ. Specifically the Dark Eldar. You never hear of them being used for anything else. And
you're thinking of talking about like a subgroup of them, yeah. Could be something like that.
Yeah, Dark Eldar, alien mercenary snake. Bop. Bop. Slith.
Okay.
Yes, I knew there was there is.
Should be a different race.
Yep. They're Slaneshi worshippers, and they're obsessed with stimulants. So
okay, actually, while we're bringing up Loxodon, because I've never seen a picture of one.
How do you spell it?
I think it's LOXATL.
Warhammer 40k LOX.
No, there's no way on the front. Just LOXATL.
Yeah. Loxatel. And there's a Loxatel. See, they look different.
Okay, so they're more lizardy, but I think they emphasize their tail use a lot.
They're the ones that smell like curdled milk.
Right. Yeah, and I think they hang by their tail from stuff a lot. Like the tail gets emphasized a lot.
They're like geckos that climb on walls and shit. They have guns strapped to their back, and they're used to kind of like.
Salvation's Reach was lousy with these things.
I remember reading a book once of like orc mercenaries for humans fighting the Loxatel, and it was pretty great because the Loxatel didn't know exactly why they were fighting and didn't care, but they were doing it anyway, and the orcs were like, "Ah!" It was just great.
The orcs always know exactly what they're fighting because they feel like it.
Yeah, they literally feel like it. It would be wrong for them not to fight. It's like when Dark Eldar gets stuck in a escape pod. They all their escape pods come with little knives because at a certain point you have to start cutting into yourself because you need sensation. Otherwise, you'll kill yourself, or worse, you're going to become not the homunculi, the inculi. Is that what they're called? The bald ones that don't have any like emotions anymore.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no idea. It makes sense to me because they're so ingrained with Slanesh.
In one of the Yvraine books, she makes a pact with a bunch of witch covens, and she's on board a ship with them for too long, and they start fighting among themselves, the witches, and they start throwing, first of all, passive-aggressive barbs at each other, and then they start throwing like actual insults, and one of which is, you'll fuck anything. Well, you'll fuck a human. I'll kill you for that. You know, like...
And worst of all, a ghastly peril lurks.
Your
An
mother was an
insidious
orc.
corruption which works to undermine the strength of the Imperium's most staunch defenders. Chaos.
Yeah, the
Only
bone
with
harps. They're obsessed with that. I hope we get some demonettes up in this shit.
Only with
Oh, there she is, right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Only with uncompromising zeal and steadfast faith can rogue traders withstand the lure of ruinous powers.
And we better get this good old-fashioned, like, chaos spawn. Like, just big blobs of meat going... coming towards you,
Probably.
you know? Yeah.
And those who succumb
teeth and
to the
mouth
darkness
and occasionally a leg
risk a
dragging forward.
calamitous fate
I see
in
a
exchange for their soul.
I just said I see a tech priest.
Yep.
Only the
watched this.
madness can damnation point.
I think we watched this actually already, so...
I think
Anyway.
I actually have seen that one already before, but yeah, I just wanted to show a little bit of the ship combat. It was very brief, but
Yeah.
we get a little idea of it at least. Like it seems to be similar to the ground combat in the way it works,
Well, it
in a
looks...
very general sense.
It looks pretty... I'm pumped for it. I'm going to...
Mm-hmm.
in less than 2 months, Starfield's coming out, but... beyond that, I suppose, this... let's talk about one of the things of the title tonight. No, no. No, no. You didn't do this last time. Come on. Fuck you. I don't wanna...
No.
No.
Time to find a different website.
Time to find a different website. I'm gonna...
How long is everybody going to just continue calling it Twitter anyways? Because fuck this stupid new name.
X Elon Twitter news. Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing about it. They're obsessed over the handle. Someone had a handle that was literally called X, and he took it over. How Elon took X handle from its original use and he got $0 for it. Yeah, that's interesting, but like we have to talk about the actual thing. Ha! Elon Musk hits X brand hiccup as police stops Twitter sign removal. Interferes unauthorized work, blatantly say no crime being committed. Many fellow fans. So Elon rebranded it, and he's been wanting to rebrand something Corporation X, X.com, whatever for the longest time. His goal is to have like a WeChat style everything website, where one website does everything, a monopoly on everything. You want your Amazon, you go to X. You want your social media, you go to X. You want your porn, you go to X. You want your videos, you go to X.
No.
And
you want your porn, you go to XXX.
That'll probably be what it's called, like, or else he'll do something really stupid like X porn. Now, ignoring the fact that it's like
He'll do the stupid thing because calling it XXX would actually be clever.
Now, him being a fucking moronic tard, he honestly thinks that it doesn't sound like an evil company name from a movie. I'm gonna rebrand it as X Corp, but there's been tons of problems with it. One of which, what exactly do you call them? He doesn't even want them to be called followers anymore. He doesn't know what they're going to be called, but he doesn't want to be called followers. He doesn't want. He says that like instead of tweeting, you're Xing. You're Xing.
That's fucking dumb.
Where instead of tweets, they're X's. As I pointed out to Gurley a few days ago, like he's never gotten over Grimes, has he? Like it's all
Right.
just X all the time. Everything is X, everything, and it's so stupid because it looks, as I saw one tweet say, it looks like a Hungarian a human trafficking ring. Like the app looks so fucking sketchy. It doesn't even look very good. Like I'm just gonna go on to my Twitter right now, and which still has the bird for now. They've stopped using the bird. But look right there, X. X.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is X. And it's just why? Because he's losing money, but because it's his personal property, there's no board of directors that can kick him out. There's no investors that will kick him out. Did you also see what he did with the blue check mark? You can now make money on ads via the blue check mark, depending on how many people see it, but only other blue check mark owners. So he's trying to create his own internal. He's trying to create his own corporate town.
Oh, who does he think he is? Disney?
Ford.
Wait, Ford had one of those too?
Ford was the original corporate town. He made a literal one out in Massachusetts. I passed through it once. It looks like the Disney town. In fact, Disney took one of his inspirations from it. But everything was there in it. And there were rules and there were like regulations and you had to attend church. And their idea of fun was to have literally a barn dance every weekend. And it was a disaster.
Wait, they had... What happened to people if they didn't attend church?
They'd be docked 3 times and then you'd be let go and someone else would take the job. There was no insurance for it. There was no unions. He cracked down on it. Like Ford cracked down on unions. There was no way to establish it.
I have to say, I really love living in a country where something like that would be illegal.
Yeah, well, why do you think motherfucking the fucking Roosevelt, the first Roosevelt, why do you think he like put down on the monopolies so they couldn't do shit like this? Although that had to do more with his mining industry, the famous the mining riots that resulted in tons of people dying, that lost him a lot of power. And then he was also a good friend with Mussolini, and then his son took over the company, and it was like, "Hi America, please don't kill us. We're not fascists. See, my dad has no say now. He wrote The Eternal Jew." Yeah, but he's in the corner, being very sad.
There's so many times I hear stories from Americans about, oh, I got fired for this or I got fired for that, and I'm sitting here like, that would be incredible. That breaks so many labor laws here in Canada. They can't fire you for shit like that here.
Labor laws? When you join Amazon in America, you watch a training video that we watched that said, like, if anyone's talking about assembling a union, you report them to your superior.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I have a friend who was literally fired from a job for not being racist.
What? Oh, they didn't profile, did they?
Obviously, this is not what they put on the firing paperwork, but that is literally the reason why. He was nice to a black customer, and then he got fired.
Yeah, he didn't profile. Speaking of, here's a Hispanic man.
I want to drink it straight from the tap.
Oh, my favorite Hispanic white supremacist.
Yep.
Right when the milk is good, I want...
Hold on.
No, bitch. I want to drink it straight from the tap. I want it raw. I don't want to wait a moment. Right when the milk is good, I want to start drinking the milk. Same thing goes with women. I don't want to turn 30 and find some 20-year-old, 29-year-old woman that I have something in common with, and it's like, hey, properly aged, like wine. Women don't age like wine, they age like milk. They don't age like wine. That's not how their hormones work. That's not how they work.
Oh yeah, tell fucking.
Find my 16.
What's the name of the lady who plays who's playing the most recent Aunt May in the movies?
Oh, I know the one. I know who you're talking about. They keep making her younger and younger.
Yeah, tell her that she is aging gloriously. In fact, I think she's reverse age. I think she's Benjamin Button or whatever his name was. She's literally getting younger over time.
But you see, an adult woman could A, kick his ass, and B, browbeat him into doing whatever he wants, and that makes him very scared.
in Far From Home, I thought she was a teenager, but she's got to be in like her 50s. Fuck.
Yep.
I forget her name. Holy shit! Like, she's reverse aging. I swear.
And May, Far From Home actress.
Yeah, there you go.
Marisa Tomei.
Yeah, Tomei. Holy shit, she is unnatural. She is absolutely aging like a fine wine. God damn.
Where's it?
What?
Hold on, there we go. There, so that I can see. Yeah, no, she is hot as hell. Oh, and by the way, when we were watching Evolution last night, it was made in 2001. You know who showed up? But a young fucking Sarah Silverman for like one scene.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck?
Before she went insane or after?
Well, she did try to immediately take her top off towards David Duchovny, but most women want to do that naturally.
Okay,
so...
seriously, leave it on this screen for a second. The second picture, I believe, was Homecoming, with the glasses.
No Way Home.
Or at least around that era, anyway. That's not obviously from that movie, but then the third picture, I think, was the one after that. And it's like, she seriously looks younger.
Jesus Christ, she's hot. And you know what else? She looks like she's fun, too.
Why does she regret playing Aunt May? Is she getting too fetishized?
Probably she's also getting a lot of like
or maybe...
really left-wing people complaining that she's held up as a standard of female beauty that she doesn't deserve or whatever. But people are always going to nitpick. More likely she is kind of sick of people just going, oh, can I smell your old underwear? Like, she's probably getting bashed. But also, she might not want to be seen in just a physical, like, a viewpoint. Because can you remember much about the character beyond the fact that she's fucking hot? She's Aunt May. She plays a stereotypical role for, like, a little while.
It does feel weird to think of Aunt May as being hot, but that is the current situation.
Not if you read the comic. That is the prequel. Oh, God. There's a prequel from Spider-Man during his when his clone made his first appearance. They had like a prequel set in the 70s where Aunt May and Peter's parents go out to like it's basically they're in charge of like this summer resort on like their high school break, and it's about everyone fucking around and being obsessed with classic cars. It's the most ridiculous. What does this have to do with Spider-Man? Well, as it turns out, Aunt May almost became Mommy May. She fucked. She almost without a condom. It didn't. Nothing happened, but they got a little bit too close, and then there was a whole bunch of drama, and it's a bunch of shenanigans, very sort of like Porky's sort of thing going on. All the while you're like,
yeah,
this is where Peter Parker came from. Aren't these guys meant to be spies fighting the communists right now? You know, like what the fuck is happening? But yeah, no, it was.
Also, hey, Raisin.
Oh, Raisin's finally here.
Hey.
Yay!
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 Fine. I mean, sorry about that.
I have to agree with Billy White Brewer. Like she's not Aunt May to me. It doesn't feel right as Aunt May, but she can definitely be something to me. If she wants.
Oh. Repeatedly.
She does look fun and like a chill, laid back person.
Yeah, I want to do shots with her, hang out with her at like a dive bar, and then she just jumps up and down on my dick all night. Like that's it. And then I don't know, we watch Netflix in the morning while she tells me of this great place to get brunch in a few hours. But first she's got to get the kids to school.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a really good setup for a relationship. I like
it. It's real. It's tangible. You can feel it. Repeatedly, ideally.
Yeah. Shit doesn't have to be complicated, does it?
No. Women have known this for centuries. Why do you think, as hot Batman is, why do you think more women would want to settle down with Superman? Because he's safe. Clark is safe.
Oh, you are not going to get any emotional closeness from Bruce Wayne whatsoever.
No, you have to work every day. But then he will pay attention, because on your birthday he'll always have a very thoughtful gift. You know, he'll remember the things.
he will 1,000% have your back every day. He just won't be cuddly at all.
No. But sometimes he'll do romantic things, especially when he's called out that he hasn't done something romantic in a while. He'll do something like, like you show up and you're a superhero. Yeah, you show up for like superhero stuff, and you're like, "What's wrong, Bruce?" Nothing. And he's got like a picnic basket and like some glasses of wine and champagne and like a nice sandwich ready for you, and you just like watch the sunrise together. And you just vibe. Like, but the thing is, that's not a relationship. That's a fling. That's why he has so many flings.
But then halfway through watching that, the bat signal goes up and he runs away.
And like he'll go like, "I don't have to do this," and then you just grab his hand, you grab him in between your hands and go, "Yes, you do, Bruce." And then you kiss him, and then you walk off, and he puts the mask back on, and then it goes to the credits.
I disagree. He would never say that. That's what would happen with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He would say, "I don't have to do this," and then she would say, "Yes, you do. Go get him, Tiger."
Look at this face. Oh my god. He is looking at Catboy right now undressing. I get to suck all of that?
he's thinking about Catboy and how he can't really have him because he has to maintain his image.
Why can't we sit until the Nick Fuentes sign comes up?
He's remembering and pining right now.
I want to try. His happiest point in his life is when he tried on coats with Catboy. I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
Probably when I turn 30.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe, guys.
I want to be like,
and help out with the goal.
Let's say
Very
I
much
get
appreciated.
married to an 18-year-old now. 6-year age difference. When
I don't want to deal with women. I want to deal with little girls and boys. Mostly boys. Exclusively
16,
boys.
14-year age difference. When I'm 50, she'll be 36. When I'm 40, she'll be 26. Then now we're talking here. Now we're cooking with gas.
Why? Oh, I know why. Because she won't bring baggage, aka things that were more important than you, so you won't feel cuckolded. But here's the thing. You're cuckolded every time you look in the mirror. You're Nick Fuentes. You're a cum hunter. You are very sad. And people should mock and throw stones at you. There should be a child that follows you around and points and laughs no matter what you do. And occasionally throw little stones at you. Like, you should be... He would have been exposed... If he was bored even a few centuries ago, he'd have been exposed on a mountainside.
Now you can see an alternative vision for how things could be. I want a 16-year-old that's untouched, pristine.
Untouched,
uncorrupted, innocent. That's what we all want.
No one wants any innocent
and all
thing.
16-year-olds want...
So by his definition... Once he's with her, she's then corrupted?
Yes, because he hates himself.
So he's a corrupter? He wants
yes,
to corrupt
he is literally he is... did you ever watch the Silent Hill film?
Yes.
Do you remember the janitor who corrupted things with his STD touch as he walked towards in the bathroom?
Oh my god, that's so wrong.
Yeah, and that's what Nick Fuentes thinks in the back of his mind he is. Yeah, that's what he does.
An older guy who's like capable and strong and
I'll have to redo the title of this tomorrow when I wake up, just to say that it was raisin on and not
everything to sweep them off their feet. That's what everybody wants.
Anyone could join us, whatever they feel like, but dude, I wish that the scene from... You know what? I'm going to see how many people figure this out as I type it, okay? I want this scene to happen right here with... I'm going to open up another tab and see if anyone figures it out.
I lost Gren.
Oh, my bad. Or was it? Was it?
No, I don't know what happened.
Oh. Well, how you doing? How you doing, Raisin?
Hey, hey.
I'm just going to scoot up a little bit closer to you.
Hey.
Asking, do you like your drink? Are you having a good time? Are you enjoying the band?
Yeah, it's kind of nice here. It's a little bit warm. Then a gun click.
I love this scene so much, but the real question is, where the fuck is... Here we go. Now, keep this scene in mind for what you're about to watch. Oh, there's Ruby in the chat.
What?
Ruby, are you going to be joining us? I won't start this gimmick if it means we're bringing you in.
Oh, in the Discord chat. See.
Yo, wait, can I come in? Yeah, if you want. So I guess Ruby will be joining, in theory.
Yay.
So yeah, Nick Fuentes.
Before you can truly shape the future, you must first possess the past.
Skip it. Wait.
Center of operation.
Nick Fuentes.
Strongest forces should render their military center of operation.
Nick Fuentes.
Oh my.
Military center of
Hey,
operation.
how's it going, guys?
Am I being subtle enough?
No, I'm sure there's a nice little island we could put those folks on, where they can all live together in misery.
Oh, where they'd eat each
Corrupted.
other? It would be Lord of the Flies in like 5
Let
seconds,
them
but then they'd all
corrupt each
die.
other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let them go full on, kill the pig.
Yep.
Let them do it to each other, though.
Piggy never sleeps. And then the captain shows up and everyone is ashamed. Yeah, so we lost.
Sorry.
We lost.
I'm so sorry I'm late.
I've got a few things to pick with you. First of all, the lateness is fair. Shit happens. That's not the issue. The issue is, you told Manson that they were going to be on the show, right?
Yeah, I thought that was next
month. Yeah. They apparently you told them, oh, Krendar shows up just as I line up your camera.
Welcome back, Kren.
All right, so we got everyone at long
Ruby's
last.
having another nap, I see.
But the reason I'm bringing it up is you did that, but you said that you're going on the low energy show. They lost their shit thinking that they were going on a completely different show, not knowing that Bearded Ramblings is, and that would be bad enough. But I found this out on the DP General Discord, so everyone saw.
You wanna know something? Mini is really hard to work with.
I've noticed that they are a little bit more demanding, let's just say, than some of our other guests. We're still having them on in September. Don't you fret. But
yeah, so I do apologize. I figured it was gonna be a loose cannon because even with me, Mini is very hard to work with.
Well, no, actually, in that regard, you could have told them the name of the show that they're coming on. Like, you told them I were coming on low energy, but like I suppose they could have done their research, but they didn't want to do their research.
No, they're not. Mini's not going to do that.
Well, we're looking forward to them in September, regardless, and you too.
Yeah. Mini's still down for September. It's just like Mini is like one of the. Literally, I'm not even kidding. I'm 28 years old. Mini is one of the hardest people I have ever dealt with, and I love him to death. Yeah. But I'm not even joking.
You're young. You'll run across crazier people.
Seriously, you don't need to explain this. We've seen Mini Manson on DP before. We know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
We know these things.
I just sent them the link to this episode because they're very curious about tonight's episode, and we might see them in the chat in a few seconds.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm so sorry I'm late. I stayed up all night, and I was so excited to come on here. I am so sorry I'm late. I really didn't mean that.
Can you demand stuff while being on the show? You can, but I can just immediately dismiss it out of hand. I'm the dictator here, not you. Krendar dances to my tune. What chance do the rest of you have?
Basically.
Yeah, no. I was also wondering. I heard you were in hospital up to quite recently. You okay?
Yeah. I was in the hospital. That's the reason why I stayed up all night, is because I was having like post-hospital clarity. So essentially, my schizophrenia was acting up so bad to where I was completely delusional and disassociative. So this was like a week ago, and it got so bad to the point where I couldn't even tell what was reality from, actual fiction, because I was on TikTok, and like, TikTok, it's filled with all these conspiracy theories, and I just went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole,
You
and I
got the
was like, oh
negative
my goodness.
feedback sort of loop going on.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, second son, oh my god this, oh my god that, oh my god, like it was hella scary, and I was almost convinced that the world was ending literally tomorrow on that shit.
Well, good thing you were 100% talking out of your ass, otherwise we literally wouldn't be having this conversation. None of us would. But I'm glad that you're okay now. Just always remember to put your feet firmly on this ground. It's not the best ground, but it is the real ground, and it's all from there. Your job, I've always found life to be an excuse to make the world around you as good as possible.
Yeah, true.
Because
I'm very grateful.
a lot of things in life are sucky, but instead of hiding about it or lying about it, why not make it better? Why not try to make it a little better? Case in point, look at how cool this thing is. Look.
Oh, I love stuff like that, dude. Like colored liquid, like oils and stuff. That stuff is so amazing.
It's called
that
the jellyfish
was
shot.
So cool.
Yeah. And attained by layered drinks with different densities and specific gravities. No wonder they put it on a piece of glass. Like it probably needs to be perfectly like balanced. You need to have a level first. It probably doesn't taste anything crazy, but like it looks so cool.
I want to taste it anyways, but it's probably not going to taste as good as it looks.
I'm gonna imagine it tastes a lot like licorice.
I bet that shot is $20.
Probably. You pose for it for Instagram, and then you knock it back, and then you just get a beer. Because
that's all you can afford after this thing.
Right. That's a trick, by the way.
It needs some slow motion. It needs like some real slow motion camera.
It literally looks like Oppenheimer in a little shot glass.
Yeah.
Bully Bond.
11 injured after a construction crane catches fire and collapses into a New York street.
Okay, I saw this when it first came out, and it was terrifying. I couldn't even imagine seeing that in real life.
Oh no!
Somebody's getting fired.
Somebody's getting squashed.
This is how legit, like, massive disasters happen.
This person is not getting fired. This person is going to court.
Oh, that too. Well, I guess it depends on how corporate they are.
If they're literally, they'll put it on the driver. I guarantee it. Were you under the influence, sir? No. Like they'll throw shit the most obscure hidden stuff. When I was in New York last,
to see what happened. Like, was it was it an equipment failure?
Yeah,
or was it a driver failure?
We'll play the actual.
11 injured after construction crane catches fire and collapses onto New York Street. A construction crane caught fire before smashing into a nearby building and plummeting into the street in New York City, causing people to panic and run as debris rained down during rush hour. A civilian and a firefighter
He was out being the safe choice.
Serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
Wearing a sweater vest and meeting a girl's mother, you know.
While 9 others had minor wounds as the long arm of the crane fell to the pavement on the west side of Manhattan, according to fire officials. As you can see from the debris on the street, this could have been much worse, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said. He noted when the incident happened, just before 8 a.m. local time, the street is often filled with pedestrians, cars and
damn.
buses. Image of
New
you
York
shows the
gets
damage
so
after the crane
packed
caught
so
fire.
quickly. Like around about like say from 5 to like 7, there are parts of the city that are just dead. Considering how many people live there and work there, it's just dead. And then in about half an hour, it becomes this just shocker block of bodies moving back and forth. But when I was homeless out there, I saw that. When I was there in back in January, when I was wandering around New York, getting stuff outside of Target. I remember like doing the live stream out there, and it was just weird seeing, other than the cars and the actual like occasional like bike person, usually a delivery guy. It was just no one, and then just hordes of people, more people than like live in my village
On a
every few
high-rise
minutes.
building. Image, the incident
I
sparked panic
reckon
during
being
rush hour.
homeless in New York has to be one of the hardest cities to be homeless in, because people don't want anything to do with anybody in New York ever. People are like, people will just literally, you could have an arm decapitated and people will still ignore you.
Keyword?
They'll step around you if they have to.
They won't step over you because their shoes are expensive and that shit's gonna scuff.
Around, not over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be more careful.
The key word there is comfort. If you can get yourself a mattress, that shit is worth more than gold. If you can get yourself an old like fridge box, like a big cardboard box, you're gonna carry that around. I saw a woman carry that shit around for like 14 blocks. It's a big folded out piece of cardboard, because you can't sleep on concrete. Most people can't anyway.
Yeah, they make it to where you can't even sleep in like warm public areas anymore, like during the winter.
No, you have
like,
to stay by
anti-homeless.
yeah, you have to stay by like vents and shit.
Yeah.
Underneath awnings. I stayed by a church.
Wow. This world is just evil to homeless people, I swear.
You know what? As bad as it is out west, like there's whole societies, like out in like LA, there are just whole societies of people like just gathering around.
Yeah. I was just watching a video about that yesterday. Like, literally, when you're homeless in LA, literally you could get stabbed, killed, robbed at any moment. People are so violent.
Most of those people have
drugs.
mental problems. A lot of them are veterans, for example, of PTSD and they're not getting solved. Others have like say what you have, schizophrenia, but they're not getting it helped. They're just kind of let out in the street.
True, and you want to know something? There was a guy who got out of homelessness in the video that I was watching, and he said it's so easy to get out of homelessness. Literally, the only thing you have to do is get sober and seek help.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's definitely not true. But I can see how for some people that would work. If that's
there are people
then
out there.
that will work. But if that's not the situation that's keeping you homeless.
What if you lost your money during the financial crash? You're not a junkie. You're not schizophrenic. You're not like hearing voices or pumping shit in your arms. You just took too many loans out, and now you're living in the back of your car. Oh well, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Fuck you. That's not how that shit works.
Even get a damn. I mean, how do you get a job without an address? If you're in recovery, you at least have the recovery house for that initial like getting your feet back under you.
Yeah, homeless shelters don't count either. Like
True.
You can't.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that. Like you can't use a homeless shelter. Well, yeah, no, not as a job address. Sure.
I believe that's also linked
I think you
into
can
the
with the
problem
rehabs
of
though.
bank account.
Yeah.
Like it's twofold, because you can't get a bank account without an address, and you can't get a job without a bank account.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a self-defeating thing.
I feel like homelessness is just like an endless cycle. Once you're homeless, you're pretty much stuck in the system for like the rest of your life until some sort of like act by God happens. It's
The
really
middle class is
sad.
dead. There probably never really even was a true middle class. There will simply be the haves and have-nots, and the haves will literally be able to afford accommodation, and the have-nots will not.
Yeah, true.
And there will be no in between. And at that point, well, it won't even be a matter of like, oh, well, we're just better than they are because we work hard. It will literally be like, get away from me, poor person. Poor will be used as like a slur, not like the way kids sometimes throw it on the schoolyard.
I was accosted by a poor today.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm not sitting next to him. I hear his mother was a poor.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. It's literally, if you're not the son of a senator, you are cursed on this planet for all eternity.
I ain't no senator's son, yeah. This is actually kind of cool, but it is interesting how it uses the term disease trees. Ireland has been having a bit of a blight for the past 10 years over our trees, and a lot of them die off. Eventually the blight will die off too, but then in the process new trees will come up and the blight will just come back. And
finally this lunchtime, a community in County Monaghan has transformed diseased trees into works of art. The tree carvings have been attracting visitors to see the new feature on a tree-lined road into the village.
A roadside exhibition to keep an eye out for in Monaghan. These cleverly crafted tree carvings in Smithborough, a new life for what once were 70-foot poplar trees that had to be removed due to disease. Along with some creatures, they also represent the history of the village.
They needed to be removed. We didn't have a choice in that because of their height. They're about 70 foot high.
Northern.
Kept rid of the history with the
Northern. That's a good Northern accent, that
creamery
is.
can, or the milk flowing from the bucket to represent the creamery from the village, and also the male and female wind spirits to represent the night of the big wind back in January 1839.
The floating bucket.
Smithborough was really badly affected back then.
Two craftsmen from the nearby men's shed in Lisnaskea carefully...
The men's shed. Do you guys have the men's shed over there?
I've never heard of it. But maybe America does. I don't know.
Raisin?
Is that like the name of a shelter?
It's sort of like a, it's basically for retired guys with nothing better to do but with skills to help around the community. And it's stuff like if you see an abandoned house for like 5 years, the men's shed's project can just be repair the house and put it back on the market. Or in this case, turn it into this. The men's shed it's basically where you send your dad when he's not getting on well with retired life, you know. He's got to do something. And he doesn't have the land to set
We
up like
need
a
some
farm.
of that. That's for dang sure if there's not one.
That's a good idea, actually.
I see it in Canada. Oh wait, Illinois and Louisiana.
At the 12 tree stumps in the village, creating these intricate carvings in just
Not better than
2
them
weeks.
complaining online.
When we get the initial idea, we sketch it out with a marker.
There's one up
we look
nearby,
at it, we
Tesco's
draw, then we
for
cut
us.
the
So
lines
apparently
out with
we
the
have
saw,
3 in all of North
and then
America.
we go in
Oh,
more
damn.
intricate all the time. I haven't seen many eagles in real life, to be honest, so I got a picture. And I work from the picture,
He's never
you know,
seen
to
an
copy it
eagle.
onto the tree.
Apart from the trees,
Have
the
you?
artists have also
Yeah,
carved
I
out
fed one once in the States and in the UK.
Well,
No,
that's impressive.
No, I
don't
didn't
see
say it
any
like a
reason
slur.
why it should be
It's
acting like
just
strange for.
well, I don't know. Like, actually, we do have falcons in this country, so surprised you
Sure,
haven't seen
but how many people see one with their own eyes? Like, it's not. It's weird to say that that's strange that somebody hasn't seen one. It's strange that you have seen one.
I'm guessing by
looks
that logic,
spooky.
you haven't seen one then.
No.
Oh, fair enough.
Why not?
Fair enough. I guess. I will check my privilege, sir.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's
Eagle
cool that you have
privilege.
but don't expect it to be a common thing. Yeah.
Fair enough.
They have like whole little rescues of them in a zoo that's only about 45 minutes from us. There's like a whole bunch of them, but like if you look carefully, every one of them in there has like a jacked up wing or it's blind.
Yeah. They're
And something
fucking
they're not able to
huge.
be wild anymore, so they have like a little section of the zoo that keeps the ones that are too damaged to be returned to the wild.
They're intimidating till you realize they just want food, and they don't give a fuck about you. So like they'll walk up to you and stare at you, and you'll feel like you're being judged by God until you throw them a rat, and they're like,
I chilled with one. They had like a camp over at this little zoo, and we took the kids, and we were hanging out there, and I was walking around in the morning, and the one was just looking at me. He was doing his feathers, and I was walking around with my brush, so I stopped with the eagle, and he was brushing his feathers, and I was brushing my hair, and we were just staring at each other, brushing up. I liked it. It was a moment. I had a moment with
Some
that
extra
eagle.
work for themselves too.
Beautiful.
Too much work, maybe. People think maybe we're better than we are. I don't know. We've been asked to do some crazy stuff since this here. Angels and there's bears and there's wolves and there's everything. Somebody wants something new every day.
A talking point for locals, but an attraction too for people just passing through. Laura Hogan, RTE News.
They were playing recently around these parts. You saw the occasional car driving around with one of the Monaghan flags back there.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite nice artwork there. I like.
Yeah, it's quite lovely. You see, that's the thing. Like America doesn't have enough of that, which is just like the sort of tiny towns, not the tiny towns, but like the sort of the little towns that have like their own unique quirks and projects and shit. Raisin, I've talked to you about this before. Philly, let's be honest here, is kind of an ugly city until you get out into like the suburbs where you got all the murals everywhere, and the murals are really nice.
Yeah, the murals can be nice. They're throughout the city. Center City can be really nice. Like parts of Center City can be really nice because it's very historic. There's like cobblestone streets and parts of it and things like that. But yeah, the nicer neighborhoods are definitely out in the suburbs. Like I love where Two Guns lives. Like I love going to shows out there.
That's nice, but they need
really
to get
good music.
repaved. Their paths are just falling apart. Oh
Yeah,
my
they're
god!
super country.
I'm surprised I'm surprised that I didn't break my neck going back to his place.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And they're on an incline as well. But what's interesting and what I love about American suburbs is that every house is different. Over here,
Unless you're in Levittown. Levittown's there are certain towns. I forget how many of them there are, but they're all called Levittown, and they're all mapped out the same, and they have the same 5 houses in every development. It's disturbing. It's really disturbing.
that shouldn't happen in America. You got the land to be like creative and shit.
Right? Like even in housing developments, I wish they switched it up a bit more. But yeah, once you're out into the suburbs, out of a housing development, I do like that it's like everybody's kind of got their own thing going on. That is fucking wild.
Whoa, what the heck? That's
Damn.
insane. That looks like a seizure gif.
I was gonna
okay,
say,
for time
yeah.
lapse, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, run.
oh.
We're all gonna die.
Also, big shout out to anyone with epilepsy. Like,
They're already not
they're
hearing anything we're saying
already
anymore.
Yeah, they've got issues. Assuming they survive, they've got issues.
What to wear on your
all
first
her
day of
fault.
school. So first, you're going to want a fun button-down, as well as an appropriate pair of shorts. A sophisticated blazer, in
This
case
is
you get
good.
cold. Personally, like to
This
belt my
is
blazers to
Jeffrey
accentuate
Jeter.
my waist. I popped on my favorite sneakers, super cute. Moving on to hair. I decided to do a high ponytail to keep the hair out of my face. I added my mask.
Oh my goodness.
Don't forget your lunch, your cute school bag.
Create a
So you can
Fortnite
carry all
character.
of your things, either sunglasses or your normal school glasses,
PUBG.
and that's the look. Enjoy your first day of school. What to wear on your first day of school. The first
He does a few ones like that. Like he's done another one. Let's see if I can find another one where he's.
I actually really like the way he captured, like, whenever he did the jump cuts to the new thing being added, there's almost like there's like that tiny little bit of wobble that you get when you're actually changing things in a character generator, and like the character animates slightly with the clothing changes.
With that little
You
noise.
know what I mean?
Then when you put an object on. And it goes.
I'm not even gonna lie. My all-time favorite game character customization of all time was the Godfather game on Xbox.
I love that.
and
You always just have to
PS2.
pick the best suit and then just roll with it, though. You'd get the big boxy
Yeah.
suit. Let's see what this is. Oh, we watched this last night. Oh! I need to show you guys. Rich from Review Tech. He posted something up. Review Tech USA. Let's just say he's gotten involved in a bit of drama, and it's a bit fucking wild. Here we go.
I have been doing YouTube for a living now for a decade.
And
I have seen some insane shit. I've had trolls dox me and threaten to come to my house and do horrible things. I had a grifting fake psychologist and his hacker man IT guy try to work with me to get on a talk show. I've had Quantum TV, Tickled Television, got a warning on my channel because there was a cucumber near his mouth. I have dealt with someone who tried to say that the explosion in the beginning of my channel, they wrote the code for it. For an actual explosion. They wrote the code. I have had many things. Many strange things delivered to my doorstep. I had someone, like, the list could go on.
In my mouth.
What has happened to me today
water, honestly,
has beaten every other strange thing that I have ever been.
Cucumber is.
Yeah.
That includes swatting. I never in a million years thought that a subscriber that I had to block would have their mother call me to complain about internet drama, and that mom being 76 years old and the subscriber pushing 40. And he cried to mommy because I blocked him.
Yep.
It just gets fucking weirder and weirder, man.
Actually, wait.
Yep.
If you think about it, his mom was 36 when she had him. This is like Chris Chan almost.
Ooh.
Okay, so he got swatted.
Yep.
That's legit. That's legit. One of the most terrifying things.
Oh, his house got raided twice by a stalker, one of which is in jail right now. And he went down to like his studio in the morning, and like his chair was turned upside down. That's all they did. They went into his house and they turned it upside down. He's like, "Oh, okay, I gotta get the law involved." Like, why would you do that? What the fuck?
I feel so bad because Rich from Review Tech is like literally, I've been watching him for years now. He's one of the chillest dudes you could ever meet, you could ever watch.
It's always over the smallest stuff too.
He seems like
yeah. For someone to literally go to his house and change his chair, like people are literally batshit evil on this planet.
Someone knocked at his door once and was like, "Can I see Rich's kid?" They literally just asked, "Can I see Rich's kid?"
Oh my god, what?
Yep.
What?
Like, this is back when he had just become a dad, and they wanted like somebody like he gets the weirdest fucking stalkers for who he is. But then again, I've gotten weird stalkers. I've had to block 2 people since starting streaming over this shit. And they were both mentally unwell kids, most likely gay, and they were really obsessed with me.
Yeah.
And they were just like, to the point where like they were hounding me every day to stream, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, get away from me, or I will block you." And then when they didn't shut up and get away, I blocked them. One made a TikTok song dedicated to
Wild Wild West. The internet is like the wild, wild west of like fucking autism and mental illness.
Oh, for the record, this thing with Rich isn't over yet. The guy made a video responding to this where his co-pilot for the whole night is his mother, who's constantly reminding him how great a guy he is. And like Rich watched the whole thing. Like, this shit is just like no. It's as my ma used to say, it takes all sorts. She was referring to life, but the internet works just as well, you know?
Yeah. This is terrifying. Oh my goodness. I would have never thought in a million years that Rich would be dealing with this kind of heinous, wicked shit.
Most of these people are mentally unwell, and I don't think it's evil. The Quantum TV stuff is kind of evil, but like because the guy's like an obsessive. He's kind of like G-Man, but like malicious, where G-Man's just dumb.
Yeah. Really clueless. Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine if G-Man had a task, you know.
Yeah. There's nothing scarier than someone who's really smart on the internet and malicious.
Honestly, I'd rather deal with a smart and malicious person than a stupid person. Stupid
Yeah,
people are more dangerous,
true.
in my opinion. They're unpredictable. At least with a smart and dangerous person, I can work with that.
That's exactly what
True.
I've heard soldiers saying about like an armed civilian is scarier than fighting a
soldier,
an enemy trooper. Because an enemy soldier, they at least have some idea of what they're gonna do. The armed civilian, they have
Training,
no
some
idea
auto
what's gonna
response.
happen.
You have some idea of what their next move is going to be because of their training.
The armed civilian is
Predictable.
pure
Again, for me, it
chaos.
comes back to predictability. The more unpredictable something is, the more dangerous and frightening it seems.
Yeah.
More dangerous it is. Not even just seems. It is. Also, this is absolutely adorable.
This is so
It is-
cute. A dog eating lettuce.
See, it bites the smallest
No.
amount, and it's like,
They must have wanted him to eat some lettuce for some reason because they're wrapping like egg yolks or something.
he's doing a food tasting, like to see how he responds to each food.
Quite happily, but it seems like.
He seems to have liked the broccoli, for example. Like, dogs are omnivores. They do eat. They like grains, I've noticed, most of all, and potatoes.
Yeah, well, it's restarted there now, so we're repeating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
This dog is legit
beautiful.
adorable.
Very cute pupper.
Small love.
Dogs are the best. Dogs are the best
Oh, we
thing
already
that
watched
should
this.
ever happen to man.
They are. Well, actually, we're the best things that happen to dogs because we're the ones who made them not wolves.
Yeah.
We gave them
We're the ones that
eyebrows.
Maybe they wanted to be wolves.
Well, they can always revert. After we're dead, dogs will revert back to after wolves.
Oh, I have to say something on that. Have you ever played this PlayStation game called Tokyo Jungle?
No.
Yeah.
So, fun little game. Basically, the basic is it's for some reason, the entirety of humanity just disappears one day, and Tokyo is basically reverting to the wild. And you play as various different animals trying to survive in a Tokyo that's being reclaimed by nature. Beginning of the game, there's actually a story to it. Beginning of the game, the first animal you play as is a Pomeranian, tiny little toy dog. It was like the story being, okay, your owners are gone because all of humanity is gone, and like after a month or two, you finished eating all the food that was in the house, and now you're starving, and you have to go out and fend for yourself for the first time as this teeny little toy dog. So that just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Going hunt rabbits or something.
Or feral animals in feral kingdoms. The book series Gertie got me on. That was
fun game, by the way. Anybody with a PlayStation should go check it out. Tokyo
Dude,
Jungle.
PlayStation was amazing. My all-time favorite game of all time is Legend of the Dragoon.
That was a fun game.
I watched
I like
your favorite
better,
son
though.
review it just before he did his Cobes documentary.
Yeah.
Well,
Legend
that's
of the Dragoon was
Drakengard, my bad.
amazing.
Let's see what this is.
Lex
Blind long jump.
His fourth round jump.
Oh no!
Well, that's got it.
Oh no! I guess it is
That's
blind
like
long
right
jump.
on the tailbone.
How does he know when to jump?
Right? Maybe someone there just goes like, maybe he counts it in his head. Like
Maybe.
Left
He
to
was
left.
very close to jumping at the right time. He just wasn't facing the right way because of
He'd have done
obvious
really
reasons.
well for himself if he'd have jumped. Yeah, he would have gotten. He'd have gotten good far in.
You gotta admit, that's still pretty impressive.
Not to his coccyx, it isn't. Like his spine is bruised. Most likely now.
Honestly, you couldn't pay me to fucking do that. That guy literally jumped like at least like 7 feet, 8 feet.
How did they not help him?
You make a
Like,
good
what
point,
did
though. Ruby makes a good point. He was very, very close to having jumped in the right direction and at the right time. I would not have gotten it that close. I'm impressed.
Oh, damn.
That's friends right there. That's love.
What? How is
Fuck,
it so lit?
They're gonna see those tongue skills and be like, "Hey, you busy tonight?"
That is both icky and impressive in equal measures.
I need to figure out how he did that.
Lit cigarette tricks are crazy.
I'm impressed with his friends too. Like his friend was looking at with that hat. That was a good move.
Yeah.
All right, so it sticks. Okay, so he can stick it to his tongue. So he's just hollowing out his mouth. But how is he dumping the booze down there? I guess he's just dumping it around it. And he's one of those people that can just swallow while he pours. I can't do that.
This is brilliant. To be done completely without commentary.
For you. What is a skeleton's favorite snack?
I don't know.
Go on, guess.
Okay.
No. Go on, guess.
No.
Come on, guess. Why are you laughing? I haven't told the punchline yet. What is a skeleton's favorite snack? Guess.
You're putting me in a lot of pressure.
Guess. Fuck. Guess. Guess, goddamn you. Why won't you answer me? What is my favorite snack?
Both.
No! No! What is it? Why must you fail me so often? Ribs! Spare ribs! Fuck!
That's literally verbatim me and my mom arguing.
What's the sound of one hand clapping? I'm fucking armed! What's the sound of one hand clapping?
Oh my god.
I think that's an old video.
Hey, it's a thumbnail.
It's our thumbnail. I wanted to keep it just in case. With Elon changing Twitter, we're going to see how long that takes. Evil Corp. X Corp. Good old X Corp.
Wait, was it yesterday? I signed up. I opened the computer yesterday and I started typing in Twitter because I couldn't see it in my shortcuts because I was looking for the bluebird.
I saw.
Why is it so what the hell?
Oh my goodness! I saw this.
Enjoy breaking your fist, idiot.
Well, the night has come, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light.
Hey, where you going, man? Come back.
Finish the
It
song.
went with the music. Your hat is whack.
Okay, I needed that. Thank you.
I do have to wonder if this is like some actual footage of some actual psycho and what the hell he was thinking, or if this is all just a bit.
No, I've seen the raw footage. I think we actually showed the raw footage on one of the Karens Go Wild clips.
Oh, maybe.
And they just kind of like.
It's just been a while.
Yeah, it's been
The
interviewed.
thing I posted it. I love when they do stuff like that. When they just did like the chick who was freaking out about her like fast food and they put it to heavy metal.
Yeah! Oh, that was great.
Nothing.
Or when they have the Down with the Sickness one, and she was getting this girl was talking about an embarrassing story, and she's getting railed, and afterwards she's like watching him, and he asks a question, and it's something like, "Are you down?" And she just goes, "Wah!" And then when she makes that noise, it cuts to like a guy playing the guitar. He's actually like, "Go down with the sickness." They actually make it work into the song. Oh, Biggie.
These are getting popular. I've seen like two of these videos. The dog always shares.
The shitty version.
The dog always shares.
The dog always shares, but he always shares the shitty version. Well, he gets the good one. The pig doesn't seem to mind. Yeah.
There you
Here,
go, buddy.
this is for you. And the pig's like, food good. All right.
There you go. It seemed almost condescending, actually.
We've almost gotten through all the lists, so let's just make sure. Have we gotten through it all? I think that could have been it. Yep, that's everything. So finally, we are actually out of it. So let's just watch some sausages and let's call it a night then.
Aye.
Ordinary sausages. Oh, is that Coles? Is he live? Is he live at a bar? Oh, it's not showing. Fuck off. Fuck off. There he is. Monster Energy Coffee Chug. It's only 40 seconds long.
What to do, YouTube? We're gonna do
He's
a
at a
quick
bar.
video. Check this out.
I've had the
Java
coffee of the Monster.
Mean Bean.
And you know what?
So good.
Yeah, it's the only Monster I'll actually passively drink because it actually tastes like coffee and not like Monster, which defeats the purpose of calling it a Monster drink.
Yeah. It's so
We're
good.
going to chug it. Crack it open.
What up, Tubes?
Not a sponsor.
My boy made me drink one of them. It was the only Monster I've ever tried, so I can't compare it to the others, but it was alright.
I hate Monster
I
with passion.
I literally love energy drinks.
I know
Okay,
go. Well, he did say he was going to chug it. If it's ice cold, I could do that. It's so smooth.
Wow.
It's so smooth.
It is really kind of like almost like a more of a coffee milkshake in a way, flavor-wise, anyway.
Yeah, and the flavor is
great,
so
actually.
good too. It's smooth, right? Like it actually tastes like delicious coffee.
That's
I
right.
want a
Gage.
coffee milkshake
Bag,
now.
Gage. Bag.
You should get.
Raisin, where's my coffee milkshake? I want it.
Yeah,
Drink
and
one of those
why aren't
Nancy
you putting
Monsters? I will
on
make you one.
the incredibly skimpy French maid outfit with no panties on, with the really high miniskirt?
Oh my goodness, I love that.
Yeah, Ruby, why aren't you putting that on?
We all do.
I love it. No, my favorite kind of panties are the crotchless panties.
Oh, the ones that
kind
just
of-
have the hole. in
My
the middle.
favorite are none. The no panties.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. My all-time favorite lingerie is probably just a pair of denim jeans with the crotch part cut out.
Oh, fair enough. You like the what's it? A clothed female. It's usually like abbreviated. It's like closed female, or closed male if you're into dudes, and naked whoever. Because there's this sort of fetish online of like one party being more or less completely clothed, and the other side being completely naked. It's sort of
Yeah.
It's a contrast thing.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I'm really into that too. Like I think it's really nice looking at like a female who her legs are covered and like her hips are covered, but literally right in the middle where the crotch and ass part is just completely cut out with a pair of scissors. That just makes me go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Give
It is
me
kind of fun.
Give me a woman with some mom jeans any day of the week. If she's got the hips to make it work, you know. I'll give her
Yeah,
the hips to make it
definitely.
work. Don't you fret.
Dude, women are literally
Dude.
the fucking best thing on the planet. There's
So you said
nothing
dogs
better than a
were.
female.
You better not conflate the two, because then I'll be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, you mean white women?
Bitches be best.
Bitches
Oh my.
be best. That is
That's
that
right.
is
Bitches be
one of the
best.
pillars of this channel.
You heard me.
Yeah.
You heard.
You heard. You
You
heard.
heard what I said.
You heard what she said.
All right, we got 3 because 2 are really short.
Will it
Oh.
pancake?
Will it pancake? Let's find out.
And then we form the base layer here. Ooh, that's chunky.
Chunky.
Well, that's a disappointing pizza.
Oh my god,
Mhm.
that's like the dollar
Oh,
mini
God.
ones.
That's
not even gonna heat it?
Part of me
disgusting.
wonders if we probably
No.
should have, heated this pizza up before throwing it
Yes.
in on top of the pancake.
It's gotta be
This
so
is gonna
chewy.
suck to flip.
Ha!
No,
Oh,
that's.
I spilled it all on
oh
the
my.
plane. It's okay. It's okay.
The pancake will be fine. The pizza will be really hard and coarse.
Get off of me. It smells like on fire pancake batter now. We're just gonna... There it is. Then you do that to it.
Oh, syrup. Get butter.
Oh,
Oh,
God, this
it
is
looks
so
good.
gross.
It looks real good.
It's like a weird quesadilla.
Right?
It's like a deep fried pizza.
It's very
confusing. It tastes like the
You should
doughiest
put
pizza
syrup
you've
on
ever
it.
had with sweet
What
syrup
kills
on
me
it
the
and
most is that
spicy
it's like it's so processed that it doesn't even look edible to me. Like forget about it. Forget about him making it like a pancake. The pizza itself, whenever you see a pizza like that, it's a huge red flag for me. I
It
will
looked
not
like high
eat
school lunch pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tomato sauce. It doesn't work well together.
It was hot dogs for us in secondary school. The hot dogs were what everyone wanted.
So, you know, top marks for execution and low marks for actual utility.
I don't think I ever ate
I'll
in
give
there.
the pizza pancake like a
Cafeteria
2
once.
out of 5.
Bop, 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 bop.
Bomb.
2 out of 5.
Not great. But that's because he didn't fucking cook the pizza.
Here's an
no,
idea,
no,
though.
No, we're not gonna watch that.
Imagine. Hold on. Here's an idea. Imagine cook some bacon and then put that on the inside of the pancake instead.
I've already done that. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
That would work.
And you know what? It depends on the pancake and depends on the bacon. And otherwise, it's okay.
Or you could be like Cobes and put it in raw instead.
And then complain when people say it's okay. What do you mean it's the greatest food of all time? No, it's just okay.
And then it's like, why do I have the shits later?
Oh no, we are watching this video. Oh,
We are.
64 ounces of
Oh
ketchup.
no.
64, not the
I
meat.
have to watch the ketchup. You have to watch the filthy, nasty vinegar stink ketchup.
Stinky.
Oh my god, his machine is gonna be so broken. What kind of machine does he have? That's... Oh wow, it didn't fizz over. I'm impressed. What kind of machine is that? I want one.
And also surprised.
Is this Soda Stream?
Carbonated.
Usually Soda
I
Stream
think
is
so.
really messy when you screw up, when you mess with it with stuff that's not just water.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's done that before with that result too. So yeah.
He did, I think he did clam juice at one point. He tried to
Did
carbonate
it like
that.
foam all over the top of
Yeah,
it?
it just
like,
went
really
everywhere. He's like, no, the clam juice.
There's only like one machine on the market that doesn't do that.
Thick. We need to water it down even more.
Well,
Oh.
I was in a
I like how
student
the
film.
thumbnail made it
once.
look like he murdered somebody. Just a
that wouldn't
sink
even
full
be
of
okay
blood.
if you
Oh, it's clamato juice now.
Nope.
Oh.
It doesn't go together. He spat it out.
Tastes like it's like rancid. You wouldn't be drinking ketchup on its own anyway, would
Rancid.
you? Hold on, I gotta give it the old onion.
Yeah, that does look rancid.
No.
I don't enjoy the fizziness at all. It's pretty bad. Tomato fizz is just not my cup of tea. I'm gonna have to give this
Literally.
like a 1 out of 5.
He doesn't even want to say it.
This guy is like if you mix the Wolf Pit, Chris Chan, and King Cobra JFS together.
What is he doing? No.
You wanna go for a ride? Yes, I
By the way, I
do.
just have to say real quick, before we get into this one, Barbie has tired me the fuck out this week.
You sick of Barbie?
So, no. I work in a restaurant that is right beside a movie theater. Whenever a big popular movie comes out, we get just slammed at work. But people come to eat after they watched a movie.
Just back shock it.
This week was crazy busy, and I am so tired.
Can you tell who's there for what?
Sometimes, because
Like in
a lot of people this week came in wearing a lot of pink.
Okay.
I was gonna do Barbenheimer with my friend this weekend, but we decided we're just gonna watch Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Also, there was a certain other week where we got a lot of people coming in for dinner, cosplaying Mario and Luigi and such.
Nice.
Yeah, that movie was really good. Jack Black was amazing in that movie. Oh my goodness.
Well, he's amazing when it comes to. In the past, he's been hit and miss in like live action comedy movies, but when he does voice acting, he always nails it.
Want to know something embarrassing?
Yeah.
He's not on the credits for Neverending Story 3. He was so embarrassed he asked to have his name taken off it.
Oh.
And he's just the bully. That's his name.
Oh my goodness. I know what you're talking about. Nostalgia Critic. I saw that
Yep.
video.
That's how I found out about it. And I'm like, wait, what? And I checked, and sure enough, he doesn't have his name on the credits. Alright, so for the record, Barbie, great film. Oppenheimer, great film. Together, really fucking weird, but it kind of works.
It's just an enjoyable sort of whiplash, eh?
But both talk on similar themes of like things bigger than yourself.
Should be.
You don't, especially with Barbie, you don't expect it.
Remember, August 4th is the last day to order your
I didn't expect them to do it so well, that's for sure.
So don't forget, once they're gone, they're gone. So order yours today. Breakdance.
It is a good plushie.
Here, folks, and welcome
Oh
back.
no, not the pink sauce. He's gonna get sick.
What is that exactly, anyway?
Oh my goodness. That's botulism in a bottle right there.
Some crazy TikTok broad was like brewing that shit in her home, but it was like super pink back in the day. That doesn't look the same as the stuff I saw before. That looks a whole lot more tame and professionally packaged.
She tried to pass it off as a health food at first until the FDA was like, you can't fucking say that.
First it was like some unnatural,
yeah.
like Pepto pink.
I think I remember.
Sorta...
I think I remember hearing about that.
What was she saying? It was like dragon fruit or something?
Yeah,
she
said it was passion fruit and dragon.
She said it was dragon fruit, honey, all that stuff. I literally would never even think. I would rather drink my own piss than eat that shit.
I'd rather drink Belle's bathwater.
You know, the plastic's being poisonous, so we're gonna
At least she's a cutie pie.
Sauce, which
right?
isn't pink at all. My skin's pinker than this sauce. What color would you say that is?
Is it expired?
It's pale? There's no way this is pink. Jeez. Are they protecting the sauce or are they protecting you from the sauce?
They're making sure you know that it's actually back at. Whoa, that just popped right off.
It smells like.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
Taste test. See, now what they've done here is made Thousand Island dressing. Far from
that's what I heard.
ordinary.
I heard ranch.
Any pinker. It's a scam.
This reminds me of how McDonald's is like, no. The Big Mac sauce isn't Thousand Island dressing. Yes, it is. Don't lie to me.
Most secret sauces are Thousand Island dressing.
It's just mayonnaise and ketchup. That's all it is. And then if you add a little bit of relish, there's your Thousand Island.
Oh, the McDonald's one you mean?
Well, does McDonald's make a sauce like that? Don't they just use guns and shoot mayonnaise and mustard and shit on your sandwich like pew pew?
Yeah, Burger King is like that too. They have like little little spreaders. Well, McDonald's and Burger King uses the same. I'm pretty sure they use the same
like the special sauce. Yeah, special sauce is to Thousand Island. Once you put that relish in, it immediately becomes. Actually, I think they put a little mustard in theirs too. So maybe it's like Thousand Island with a twist of mustard.
Mildly tweaked, yeah.
Sort of thing? All disgusting.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be.
I prefer the quarter pounder, though. Honestly.
I need to work on my diet.
I've been doing great so far. As you know, because tomorrow I'm doing another run stream. Yay!
Nice.
You're dedicated, bro.
I'm going grocery shopping today, and I'm literally getting all fruits and vegetables. I don't care.
If you do eat meat, make sure to get yourself some lean proteins. Like I got a fridge full of like tinned tuna and stuff like that, all different like sauces and such, but it's all just like really lean, all of it. I'm probably eating under than what I need. So
my goal someday is to go vegan, honestly.
I think back in my mind I'll do that, but a few things has to be reached first, and one of which is to find the alternative for meats that are actually healthy, cheap, convenient, and taste good, and we're not quite there yet. Tofu is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, processed protein
I'm cool with
just
sticking
isn't.
with the fish. I don't know. The chicken's kind of a dirty bird, and I don't like the way they raise it. Like, but if I had my own chickens, I would eat.
Well, we all have free range.
Oh.
There are a few factories around Ireland, but most have free range chickens.
Oh, no matter what, even if they say they're free range, they're not.
No,
They
no,
still
no, no.
pump
In
them.
Ireland, like we have, like we're an agricultural island.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
when we say
Sorry.
free range, we do mean free range. There are people who have free range with quotation, and they're allowed out for like half an hour, or like their pens can see the sun, which just adds to the tragedy when you think about it. But
Yeah. Free
yeah.
range in America is a giant scam.
Yeah, because then you can add an extra few quid onto it. Or those people who think that if your eggs have speckles on them, they're somehow healthier. What the fuck? That's not how eggs work. The speckles are there usually to stop like parasite birds from sticking.
Oh, but what if
their
they're
own
brown instead of white, though?
Eggs. Oh well, then they must be extra healthy because brown bread's healthy.
Yeah, we only get brown eggs.
Oh, Barbie. Oh. At least she went in head first, so she didn't suffer too much.
That's not getting ground out. Oh my god. Oh my god! I'm sorry, Barbie.
Finally, you've left her with only the good parts.
Oh, there goes her leg. I'm not crawling back there, so that's gone forever.
Speaking of fetishes, you ever hear of the amputee porn?
Yeah.
Oh, there's even more body
That's popped up a few times. It's not fun.
Yeah, I don't like when it pops up in my tag feeds. You like this, you'll like all of these. No, maybe, but no.
The number of times that the Steam Discovery queue just does not understand me.
Yeah. Algorithm does its best to try to cater to my needs, but I swear to Christ, sometimes it has some bizarre ideas of what my needs are. Oh, so you like the idea of three-ways with sexy sisters. Do you like the idea of clubbing in a small child's skull? No! Where the hell did you get this notion? And why is there 70 hentai comics on this very topic?
Yeah, I'm literally so careful on what links I click because the internet is so volatile. Like I literally like examine the thumbnail.
Everyone
for,
has
like,
their
a good
preferences
2
when it comes
minutes.
down to porn. Like
Yeah.
and even outside of porn, like you want to go and check out hell, even my feed down here on the side. If I scroll down enough, as of late, I've noticed more and more religious people are popping up. Or like white, or like Nazi apologetic history stuff. Why? Because I wanted to learn the history of the Catholic Church. So the algorithm put 2 and 2 together and made 80. Like what the fuck?
In my opinion, TikTok has the all-time worst algorithm. Because if you click on one video on TikTok, literally your whole feed will be flooded with the same material.
God, what have I done?
Instagram's worse for is bad for that too.
I'm gonna need a true fan to delete this video off the internet. And now for the scam sauce.
If you want to delete it, then just
It's like
slur.
getting punched in the face with CO2.
There's gonna be bits of plastic in it.
That's probably too much sauce.
Oh, the noise.
And I've already sung this one before, but we're doing it again for
Mrs.
the
Sausage,
occasion.
you remember our
I'm
wedding
a
night?
sausage girl in a sausage world, wrapped in casing. It's amazing. In 3,
That's the Barbie water. There's another word for that. I can't say that.
Yeah, the best
wait,
water.
No, hold on. Let's not do that. Okay, now in 3,
nectar
2,
of the
1,
gods.
sausage. Whoa.
Squirt indeed.
A lot of air pockets in this sausage. We're crushing Barbies.
Oh, before we get on to our dancing lad, there's something I have to show. So I'm just gonna stop it real quick and bring up try to find where it is on our Twitter. It is it's a bit of a scroll down. It's here. Where is it? It's from Mango posted it, but I can't actually. No one can see, by the way. So like we're fine. If just in case she posts one of her pictures of her ass again. Mango, you like your ass a lot. We get that. Could you not do it on my feed?
So do we.
Well, my feed's fine, but like not like my feed. We're gonna actually stop a disgusting sausage video because I want to show you guys this.
Did my gooey little kitten leave her menstrual cup out for Daddy? You're such a good girl. Thank you, kitten.
Oh,
so lovely. It tastes like salty milk and coins. Oh, have you got any more?
Let all life end on this planet so new life can come millions of years later and never know of our sins.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost my virginity on like the bloodiest Red Wings ever, but I would never go down on a girl if she was on her period.
Thanks to today's Mark Boxalo box artist.
Barbecue, nice.
What timing? What perfect timing for this one? But how could you treat Charlie so
He looks like he should be holding a giant fucking fish. Look what I picked up.
From Florida was the hardest thing I had to do. So
On this note, I basically, by the way, I posted a picture earlier for some sharing later.
Well, we're going to be wrapping up after this, so post it now.
No, I posted it before we even started the show.
Oh, okay.
Fella, it looks like
it's just relevant to this, kind of.
I'm gonna have to give that Willet Blow
Oh!
3 Mark
I know what you're talking about.
Now, normally I throw it in the smoker, but I want to really taste the flavor of that pink sauce. So we're
Barbarian. Yeah.
I'm surprised Barbarian wasn't in the
pun.
background, you know? Should have been like a background character. Alas, a bit of a spoiler, but there is no Barbarian.
All right,
there is now.
A muscular Barbie would be so amazing.
Done. It looks like a big old turd. Well,
Mummy Steppy Barbie.
Let's open it up and see how we did. Oh, it pulled right apart. Oh, it keeps pulling apart. I think we may have overcooked it. Such is life. Here we
Well, cooked it just enough.
It's okay. The sausage meat is extremely crumbly. It's weird. Look, it just all pulls apart in your hand. It's weird. It still tastes like Thousand Island dressing, and that's pretty much it. It's not so much a taste thing. It's a texture thing. That's the downfall of this sausage. The sausage meat is just so crumbly. It didn't hold together. So I'm gonna have to give this sausage here a 3 out of 5.
Wait, that's made out of a Barbie, right?
Parts
partially.
You would
literally grinder.
You would literally get cancer in like 2 years if you ate that.
Oh, he's eating soap. He's eating hair.
Yeah.
He's got it already.
I'm sure there's a rap to it. He's eating hair. He's eating air. He's eating it down there. And it just cuts to a very smiling looking Mrs. Sausage. It was my birthday yesterday. Let's see. Buff. Good old Buff. Alright. Well, we have come to the end of a... Alright, well, after everything, I think I'm going to do the obvious thing and pick this. Just because. I know I normally ask you for your advice, but I mean... 2 out of 4 of you have seen it, and like the song's already doing its rounds around the internet, and probably on a lot of radio stations. So,
I'm sorry, but was this like the "She's Like the Wind" moment for anybody else when they were watching this movie? Like, I can't.
I thought actually that was one of the weaker songs.
She's like the wind.
No joke. I thought that maybe the music, the musical number went on a little bit too long. They had one musical bit, and then they had another musical bit.
Well,
right after it.
I hate that song. I hate that song with a passion. She's Like the Wind. I can't stand Patrick Swayze singing that song in that movie.
Hey. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we're all Knuff, okay?
Yes. We are.
That's
we're
such a
all
bad pun.
Knuff. I'm Knuff. I'm Knuff. I'm Knuff. I'm Knuff for me.
Maybe Cranwan.
I'm Spartacus.
I think that's what they were aiming for, but
Krenuf, there you go.
In the most metro Krenuf, yeah.
We need one of them T-shirts and just have like a little carrot with
Kren.
Yeah.
I'm Krenuf, and it's just you, like,
and then
your little
and
explorer.
then Photoshop a beard and a pith helmet onto Ryan Gosling's Ken.
All right, so. We have had a fantastic night tonight. Before we wrap it up, let's do the rounds. I will start for a change. I will be streaming tomorrow. doing my run. And then if I'm right, I have a show for you guys over on Twitch. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and throw money down towards the stream goal. But also, if you subscribe, you get to join our watch party. We had it last night. We watched Evolution. Play that funky music, White Boy, indeed.
Nice.
But this time next week, Scientist Mel and Egghead will be returning for our first show in August.
That'll be exciting. Egghead is amazing. I love Egghead.
I love Egghead.
I get to be here for Mel this time. Yay.
Yay. She swears that she will be sober this time, and I'm like, you were so much fun. Stop.
Please not.
Like, you don't have to beat yourself up over nothing. You did nothing wrong. She was so embarrassed by Hiccupy. Beyond that, I will be streaming over on Twitch over the rest of the weekend. Krendar, what are you up to?
Well, not that this is going to be streamed, but after this, I think I'm going to play more Rogue Trader. And tomorrow, I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV with some friends. So, come hang out. 4 o'clock.
Link in the doobly-doo. Alas, no one's links in the doobly-doo for tonight for the guests, but I will edit this later to update for current events, and your links will be down there. Speaking of, Raisin, anything you got going on or you want to promote?
No, just anybody who wants to stalk me until I figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life, go ahead and check out my link tree. Yay!
Hula boola. And Ruby, you got anything going on now that you've gotten a clean bill of health?
Okay, so a few things. First of all, I am so sorry I was late. I always love being on this show. This is one of my favorite shows to be on. Second of all, please subscribe to my channel, Ruby Jewels. Ruby Jewels. It's really simple. Almost all of my videos are on unlisted right now due to personal reasons, but I do have a few videos that are up. But I have over 350 videos that are just waiting to pop up, so please subscribe. And also, I am not doing anything other than catching up on sleep and just chilling out and living the best life that I could possibly live in my bedroom.
You are Knuff.
Thank you.
You are.
Well, link will be down there, if not tonight, then tomorrow, because I'm probably going to, after this, go into bed. But first, I need a big old glass of ice water, because I've got cotton mouth going on right now. It's weird.
Oh, yeah. Nothing's better than a glass of ice water.
But, yeah, this is from the Barbie film, which, as I've said a trillion times over, and so have many other people, except for Ben Shapiro. We didn't even get to see Ben Shapiro's review of Barbie, and he basically becomes a nostalgia critic for a little bit. he from like 10 years ago, he makes a little sketch of it and everything. It's pretty fucking surreal. But I love how the main thing out of it, he says that like nobody's spending any money on it. It's the best-selling film of the summer, and it's the 8th best-selling film of all time.
It's not doing that well, though, really, is it?
No. You see, go woke, go broke, because it rhymes, so it must be true. Yeah. Many people are saying this, and only some of them like little boys. Hi, Father. Hi, Your Holiness. Fucking conservatives. I almost wish I was... If I had to be reborn as a bad person, I'd be reborn as like a modern day conservative, because nothing can ever hurt them except for themselves. Like, you can say the most honest to God, real, like deep dish cutting into like a cross section of their souls, and it'll just gloss over them like they're made out of like they're laminated. They won't understand.
Yeah.
They won't care. But then they get to go home and they are like, why do I have an urge to take one of my many guns that I obsess over and put it in my mouth? They are never going to put two and two together. They are just completely blinkered. That's what the world's done. That's what the earth has done, and it's all going to get to a head, and then it'll all go down like when an eruption happens. Until then, we've got Ryan Gosling saying, I'm just Ken.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Buff Crab, baby, back him up at Loves. We back again. Tell friends your boy Buff Rule 122 back on the Upper Dead Loves. Anyway, today we're gonna do Ryan Gosling, I'm Just Ken on the karaoke ones and twos. Your boy Buff Crab back on the Upper Dead Loves. How about that? Further ado.
Father dude. He's got some bug bites on his back.
Let's go. Ready, say, go. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's go. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle.
This guy is definitely dealing with a thought disorder, like extreme disorganized thinking. He can't even put two sentences together.
No matter what I do, I'm always number two. No one knows how hard I've tried. Oh, I have feelings that I can't explain. They driving me insane. All my life been so polite, but I'll sleep alone tonight. 'Cause I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blind fragility? I'm just Ken. Where I see love, she sees a friend.
It's very spoken words, so he's gonna handle this pretty well.
I was wondering how he was gonna dance to this, but I am so fascinated with the way he moves, like that he's so good with some of that liquid stuff that I cannot nail the way I'd like. But his footwork is so sloppy. How?
I'm not even gonna lie. The vocals in this video are actually decent in a way that he could play like a broken toy in like a cartoon play. Like it's genuinely like so bad that it's good.
Also, I'm trying to
wait until he hits the hard.
It's like, is this song from the movie basically Ken singing about being an incel or something? Like, what the fuck is this song?
He's always second because it's as he points out, it's always Barbie and Ken, and he has to find his way, and he's like complaining that he's always number 2 to Barbie, and then well, let's just say that he sees our world, and he comes off with it with the wrong lessons. Let's just say.
Zone or something.
He's more. I think he's aiming to be more Andrew Tate than he is like incel. I know, right? But he dresses kind of like Andrew Tate at one point.
Gross.
It's a great movie. Go and watch it.
I wanna know what it's like to love, to feel the real thing. Is it a crime? Am I not hot when I'm in my feelings? And is my moment finally here, or am I dreaming? I'm no dreamer.
There you go. Damn. We got pushed to the limit. 80s.
Look at those moves. Oh my goodness. That every female watching this is just soaking right now.
Raisin, I apologize if you have to put more washing on later. Of course, you gotta put the washing on your stove.
Feel so real, the kid energy.
Kid energy, Kenergy.
I'm just Kid.
Low Kenergy videos. Well, I know what I'm changing my name to on Discord after this.
I'm just Kid. Where I see love, she sees a friend. Will it take for her to see the man behind the tent and fight for me? I'm just Ken. Am I enough? And I'm great at doing stuff. So hey, check me out.
Not great.
Yeah.
His job is literally just beach. That's his job. He's not. He's not even a lifeguard. He's just beach. And you do beach really well.
He's not even like he's like needle-ridden poverty beach.
He is. It's great that they did have the scene be when they reach the real world be set on Malibu, because like that's the scene where like all the kids showed up and she was. Which now thinking of that scene that we saw like last year, Krendar, where Barbie is on her on Venice Beach, and she's doing the rollerblading, and all the kids are following her. That wasn't in the movie.
Oh, weird.
I know, right? But don't forget, I think I know why that was. Because that was an unscripted thing where a bunch of kids just started to follow her on the beach and going like, yay, Barbie! And she played into it and they thought they could use it. They couldn't, apparently. They probably wouldn't be able to do it legally if that was the case.
Oh,
like
maybe.
Yeah. The insurance would have been like, oh,
legal consent issues and stuff.
Yeah, like every parent would have had to be an ass. So, I don't know, maybe if they ever release a Blu-ray of it, as if anyone buys fucking Blu-rays, it'll be in the blooper section or something. I don't know.